All right.
Så kom och dansa med oss, klappa era händer, gör som vi gör, ta några steg åt vänster.
Hi everybody, welcome to TTTF. Excuse me. Hi everybody, welcome to Tales and Theories of Tropical Fruit. What an intro. Roll the clip. That was it. I am
Out of here.
I am your resident dungeon master, your dungeon daddy for tonight, and I will welcome you back to another episode of everybody. 3, 2, 1.
The
Final Expanse.
The corn on the cob. What?
You need to work on that.
The Final Expanse, if you didn't get that. No, I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, what's the Final Expanse? Well, the Final Expanse is a campaign that we've been stuck in for the last 2 years or so. And if you want to learn more than that, watch our episode 0 on YouTube, and you'll get a little bit of info hiding back there. On that note, before we jump into an intro, I don't think we need to. I mean, do you guys want to introduce yourself, or?
Yes, take away, Oliver. What are you?
Me? I'm just your friendly neighborhood heavy metal bard, Axel.
Nails it every time. William, what about you? Who are you?
I'm the flaming hot druid. Spicy and short.
There we go. And Tole.
I'm the ninja parkour master, drug-addicted warforged.
Damn, those are some great character descriptions. Those are awesome prompts for our
I only have one
guys.
feedback, and that is told them maybe saying crackhead instead.
It's not exactly crack.
Nah,
it's not exactly crack. Yeah,
that is true. It's
worse.
I was gonna say it's not that bad, and then the DM just said it's worse.
It's imagine if crack could power airships.
It's like crocodile crack.
It's crocodile crack.
Like... Damn.
You know what that is?
No, I don't know what that is, and we don't have time to talk about it. But if you know what it is, make sure you hit up the comments and talk about your crocodile crack experiences.
Or don't. That's okay.
Yeah, Blackwater boy to know what that is.
Sign up to our Patreon to hear our crocodile history,
That's
crocodile
right.
crack histories.
I want to make a crocodile crack shirt or a candy.
Okay.
I just imagine those super sour things. Super sour gum. Hell yeah.
I think it can be our first merch idea, crocodile crack shit.
Crocodile crack shit.
Yeah,
Or
Kiwi would pay for that
make a
Patreon.
beanie.
Perfect. We have an idea there.
I think we should make a beanie instead, and then if you put it on, you become a crocodile crackhead.
Ooh.
Boom.
That.
Wow. So anyway, guys, I hope
What
you
a
weren't
tangent.
here to watch any D&D because we're just spitballing. We're going to Shark Tank We're going to the Shark Tank this afternoon for our business idea. We'll live stream that as well, though, so don't worry.
Guys, we have an idea.
Quickly, a couple quick shout outs to our sponsors who aren't sponsoring us, but they're definitely involved with what we do. Roll20, you're amazing. We're obviously on the system and have been for as long as we've been on different sides of the world. Incarnate, wow, beautiful maps, fantastic. And of course, tabletop audio for a bit of music, and the relative artists that will pop up here and there for a little side piece loading screens. So unless anybody has anything else they would like to add to this little intro.
Nah, it's all good.
I'll take that as all good. I think we'll just dive. We'll dive back into the Final Expanse with a quick little recap to bring us back up to scratch. So, the last we were left off, the mismatch, I should say the sort of broken mismatch made up of only 14 and Axel, were on an airship heading towards the city of Draconia. After realizing that they didn't have enough residuum to get all the way there, they decided to make a wee pit stop in the island of Ralva. Upon approaching the gorgeous ocean island that has cascading waterfalls falling off of the side, after finding out this was due to the portal that was connected to the elemental plane of water, they ended up docking, exploring the town and meeting the denizens and their underwater beauty and their underwater city, and eventually meeting one fiery little druid or a bush. We're still not sure. Who eventually struck a deal with the head of the Neowai and set off on a task together. Not exactly to Twigs's liking, and also not after exploring the place and doing a bunch of shopping and meeting a bunch of fun characters. But regardless, last we left off, the three of you were entering the small wooden dinghy that seemed to be attached to two large, slick, eel-like creatures. As far as I remember, Twigs, you took the helm.
Yep. And I named the eels.
You did. Do you remember the names of the eels?
Yes. It was Gunther and Bob. But Bob didn't like the name, so we're discussing what name he should have instead.
Okay, so Gunther and potentially Bob.
Yeah.
Perfect. We will. Well, I guess we'll see how Bob feels about any other names that pop up for you guys.
Yeah.
But as you took the helm and got strapped in, you were appointed by the leader of the Neowai, excuse me, towards the direction of this, the tomb of Pilak Fas, where you were told that potentially the rest of the prophecy could be found, and there would be more answers to the strange happenings that seem to be involving the elemental planes at the moment. So, after being pointed in one direction, you guys board on this beautiful sunny day, and you're on the water, and you take off with speed as the eels begin to kick and flow before all of a sudden you guys are flying across the water at a relatively fast speed. It's an amazing sensation, especially since none of you have really experienced this sort of, the ocean, let alone traveling this way on top of it. So amongst the boat, with you guys on it, there's a few scatterings of sort of ropes and oars and everything, all the basic equipment that you need. But Twigs, if you are leading this expedition by yourself, I would love you to roll a survival check, just to double check we're staying on course here.
Okay.
Faustine do all his best to try to understand how this dinghy works and try to help out in any way he can.
Okay. Do you have a method that you can think of that would essentially assist?
Maybe there's a cell on this boat, correct?
There is an option for it. Essentially, there's a mast that's laying down with a sail that's wrapped up. It can be put up, but because you are going essentially by eel right now, we're not. It hasn't been put up. But if you would like to potentially use that, you could check the direction of the wind and see if it will work.
Well, I don't think Faustine's ever been on a dinghy like this, so he's just gonna maybe ascertain like his surroundings, and military mind is gonna try to make this as efficient as possible.
Okay. I'll tell you what. 14, you can roll me a survival check also. If it's relatively, if you reach a particular DC, then we'll give advantage to Twigs. The survival check is to help using your systematic military mind to stay on course, using the sun that's in the sky and sort of nudging Twigs wherever need be to sort of adjust themselves to keep in the continuous direction.
Cool. Oh, that's not very good, but it's 10.
10. Yeah, you're not too sure. Twigs seems like he's doing a pretty good job. Twigs, what did you roll?
16.
16, and it's on a relatively high DC. You've been pointed in the right direction. It's just about essentially keeping straight. And now seeing the sun that seems to be ever so slightly cresting to the west of, essentially center above you, it's kind of easy to stay on course. And it's a while, and these Gunther and Bob, they go hard, man. They've been swimming now. It's reaching up 30 minutes, pushing an hour as we continue onward, and they are still going at full pace. I would like Twigs. I would like you to roll a perception check for me as well.
17.
17. With a 17, you do. You're pretty sure you're maintaining course as you're continuing forward. You do notice off to the essentially to the right of you and kind of the opposite direction, there is what looks like to be another island far off in the horizon that seems to be cresting kind of towards the south. You do sort of take that in, but nonetheless, with that perception check, after about another 30 minutes or so seem to go by, you do begin to see in front of you what looks like the beginnings of a landmass that begin to appear cresting over the expansive blue ocean that you guys are sailing on.
Land ahoy, boys.
Land ahoy indeed.
Yes, I see it. It's our destination.
Yeah, I think so. Is it?
I mean, you would hope so.
Well, we're going there.
I guess we're about to find out. Axel, as you're sort of taking in the scenery around you, your hat sort of blows off for a second before you manage to catch it. But this is a beautiful journey. It's peaceful. The water is a little bit choppy, but relatively flat, and it just blends into the horizon of the blue sky. And you guys are just sitting encompassed in sky blue and the same color being reflected on the ocean. It's a great little fishing trip, I have to say. And luckily, well, I was going to say, luckily, none of you would really get sunburned, but I'm not going to lie, Twigs. Oh, you've got your hat on, right?
Yeah. It's
You're
big and
okay,
floppy.
you're okay. I'm not going to make you roll for sunburn, but I would love that. I wish I could. Gives you a point of exhaustion. No, eventually you begin to come closer and closer in proximity of this island. And from what you can see, it's relatively barren, and it's not very big at all. Would you like to approach?
Yeah, we do approach.
Cool. Full speed, right up?
Hell yeah.
Easy as that. So you come zooming up. The waves, the sort of the white wave cap splashing behind you as you're sort of cresting towards this island as it gets bigger and bigger. And once you get to it, you see it's still small and barren. You notice that the sort of browny, sandy sort of color is broken apart by what looks like gray stone throughout it. Before eventually you're about 60 feet off before the eels instinctually slow down just by the proximity they're getting to shallow water.
Ah, for fuck's sake, I just wanted to skirt this.
Unfortunately, you can't. They don't like to beach themselves.
No, I wanted to skirt.
And they sort of, begin to veer off, even as you're trying to essentially get them to hurry. They're just curving off to the side, sort of ignoring your command in order to avoid, going onto land.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, as they instinctually slow down, and you're about 60 feet off, not far at all, what would you guys like to do?
Was it just bare land and it looks like a brownie?
Well, actually, now at this close, and with that 17 roll as well, and you guys, it doesn't seem extremely pressing, you know what I mean? So you have a moment to actually take a look. It does look bare and barren. It's sort of, it is very, very rocky terrain. You can see these sort of, it's not like a nice sandy beach. There's a bunch of different size mounds and rocks all in different places that the waves seem to crash up against. There are some spots which are just ease into sand, but it looks like there's a lot of rock pools and whatnot around. That's what you get with a 17.
Yeah, all right. So, any bright ideas?
Let's go on to land, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be better than on the boat.
I'll jump out of the boat and I'll get on land. Check if I can see anything that looks like an altar or a cave entrance to something, or.
So you just are you just jumping out of the boat?
Oh, I want to unharness the eels.
Nice. So you untie the rope and let the eels off, and they sort of they don't speed away at any speed. They just sort of start cresting around, almost circling the boat a little bit. And you're just leaving the boat there and jumping in. I mean, it is relatively shallow. You'd still have to swim, Twigs. You have to swim a bit, but you're pretty close to the land.
Is there an anchor on the boat of some kind, like something to prevent it from floating away?
There is not.
Huh.
Currently on the boat,
unleash the eels, and that should be good to go. So he does that.
Yeah. So the eels are unleashed and they're swimming around. I'll let you know, on the boat you do have averagely about like quite a lot of rope, maybe like 100 feet of rope. You have the mast and a sail, which is currently wrapped up and laying down, as well as 2 oars.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Hey,
start.
Twix,
I'm gonna
will
start.
the eels stay here? Sorry.
Huh?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna start using the oars and just bring it in further to shallow water.
Okay. Twigs, do you jump out before this? I need to ask, because you were pretty adamant to get in the water.
Yeah, I do.
Cool. So Twigs, you jump off the side of the boat, splashing into the water and begin to swim. It's about this point that you are starting to be slowly overtaken by Axel, who is rowing the boat with the oars and catching up to you quite quickly. 14, in this process of them having a little race, what are you doing?
I'm gonna take the rope and I'm gonna tie up a bit of some part of the boat, and then get ready to jump out once we reach the sand, like the land, so that I can tie up the boat to. Is there like a tree or rock or something I can tie up the rope to?
Well, we'll see when we get to land, as you guys both simultaneously reach. No, not simultaneously reach. Sorry, Twigs, but Axel does beat you there. Axel, do you just beach the boat, or?
I just I beat you both.
And yeah, it's sort of easy. As you've got the rope, 14, and Axel, you kind of pull it up. You kind of crest onto shallow water, and it seems to wedge into the sand as you kind of reach the beach. Not just the sand; it's more like hitting a lot of rock and scraping and stuff. But you're in a proximity where you can't really row anymore, but you're in very shallow water. It's about this time that Twigs catches up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Panting a little bit, I have to say. So 14, there isn't any trees or anything nearby. In fact, it is very barren, and I'll describe a bit more of what you see in a second. There are definitely rocks that you can tie it to, or at least could hold, sort of stack on top of the rope to keep it at bay. But this is also a very small boat, so you potentially could also just pull it onto the beach.
Okay, I'll try to pull it. Yeah, if it's not too big, then I'll try to pull it.
And easy enough. Yeah, and with your strength as well, Axel, you sort of jump out into the water, and you guys are about knee height in the ocean, the cold ocean water. as you sort of jump in there and you begin to help 14, who honestly, it's not that you're not strong, Axel. It's just 14 is just naturally doing most of the work because he's just stronger. As he just seems to pull, and you kind of scrape it up against the rock and kind of put it half on there securely, so it won't. Twigs, you're catching up now. You're getting there. The problem is, even when they're at knee height shallow, you still kind of got to swim, or maybe a little more than that.
Top it toe and slowly walk.
Yeah, you're sort of tippy toeing, and then you got firm foot, and then you still got your head up a little bit, and then you're cresting down into shallower water. 14 and Axel, you guys are the first to see this island, and like I said, it's pretty damn small. A lot of clusters of rock pools around. You kind of had to find a patch where you could pull the boat in, so it wasn't just like sitting on top of a bunch of random rocks. And you do notice now that not all of these are natural sort of beachside, oceanside rocks. There's actually parts of the rocks that are ruins. And for a moment, in a moment, you realize that to one side, or to the central sort of part of the island, there seems to be almost like averagely like a 3 to 6 foot high sort of stone wall that seems to go around in a circular pattern, and then another one and another circular pattern. Yeah, that's kind of what you notice about that, and it seems to house like a center patch, which is a lot less sandy and has a little bit of dirt that sits directly in the center of it. So as you guys pull that up and jump out of the boat, Twigs, you come up. You're now sort of at waist height and creeping through the water as you see your friends sort of right there, already investigating the area. You capture these stone walls as well as you begin to take in the expanse. And I just need to see something really quick. Oh, la 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 la. My God, I'm so prepared.
What do I need to read? What language do I need to know?
You don't need to read anything. I need to read something though.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just gonna do a little roll. Oh, fantastic! What's your passive perception?
Passive perception, 19.
19. Ooh.
Oh, no.
It's about this point. Ooh. You have no idea. It's about this point that you see your friends standing in the sunshine, the glistening reflection of the sun coming off of the water. And as you're sort of creeping up there, the waves crashing ever so slightly in this peaceful sort of spot. You kind of put out a hand to wave jollily. No, I don't know if you do that. I mean, you guys just met. And you are startled instantly by a splash of ocean water that crashes out next to you. As in a glimpse, you almost creep to your side and see, in the same sort of color as the rocks, these large jaws that seem to open directly in front of you and are going to attempt to bite you.
Ah!
Ah, indeed. That's going to be not too much. That's going to be a 16. Does a 16 hit?
Fuck yeah.
16 hits. All right.
My shield.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, you're gonna suffer 6 points of piercing damage.
Fucking hell.
I know, 6 points of piercing damage. As now you realize the jaws of a saltwater croc have got you grappled. You guys hear the splash directly behind you also. As you turn to see your new goblin-like friend is currently getting bitten by these large, sort of 10 feet long, gray-green scaled creatures that you guys have never seen before. Twigs, you've seen something very similar. You've seen alligators before. But these are bigger. These are sturdier. The jaws are longer and thicker. So, as... We'll just put that up. As they crush around you, I need everybody to roll initiative for me.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell me 8, Gunther.
You don't know. But what you do know is that Incarnate is a beautiful system, and I'd like to thank that one more time. My friends, this is your battle map.
Okay.
Oh. It hurts still using Grin's token.
I know. I can pick another token for you, but this is set up now, and we'll do that in a second. In fact, if we can work out a way to do it, you guys are more than welcome to find your own custom tokens, and we can put them on. But at a later time. All right, guys. Give me some initial rolls. 14.
18.
18. Twigs.
8.
8. Axel.
17.
17. Perfect. So, as this water crashes open and you all of a sudden see these green jaws of this croc seem to jump out and grab and grapple your new goblin friend, you do also notice creeping out of the water and rushing to you a few more of these creatures. They don't blend in on the sand very well, so you kind of catch them, or at least you do catch this one over here, 14.
Okay.
So, what would you like to do?
My first initiative. Okay.
Yes, you are. You got
So-
an 18, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna rush to help out Twix. 2, 3, 4. And is just going to whack this creature.
All right,
On the
let's
snout.
whack. Are we punching?
Yes.
Beautiful. Let's roll the
Straight
hit.
17. No, sorry, 15.
15 hits. As this croc king's come up and is currently like clenched onto the shoulders of Twigs as he's sort of got one arm restrained. You come down with the fist and
And I'm gonna attack again. 5 points of damage.
awesome.
I'm gonna attack again.
Let's go.
Ooh, that's a 9. I don't think that hits.
A 9 misses. You sort of go for the second strike, but it almost starts to ravage, like shake its head a bit with Twigs inside, and kind of brushes away the fist. It just scrapes off of the natural armor of this creature. No hit. Is there anything I should like to do?
Remind me, it's been a while. Is raging a bonus action or an action?
Raging is a bonus action.
Right. Falcon is
but-
gonna try to rage.
Beautiful. I need to ask, as of our new system, do you have residual on you?
I do not.
Then as far as I remember, you cannot rage.
Look.
So Falcon is going to try to conjure this inner strength that he has gotten used to for the last few weeks, and to his surprise, he does not feel any surge of power.
It's a weird sensation. It's almost like when you're going for that final sprint in a run, that final push or that something, and you're starting to grab that residual power, and it's just not there. It's disheartening. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. And that's all I'm gonna do.
All right. That's going to be the end of 14's turn. Next, that's going to bring us to Axel Reyes.
I'm gonna run up to the guy who's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Ooh, let's go. I believe that is a Constitution
It's-
save on my end, is
It's
it?
a con save, yes.
Con save for our boy. That's going to be a 12 total.
That's a fail.
All right.
So it's
So as you cast this thunder wave, describe to me how you cast this thunder wave, and for the people watching.
I'm just running, doing a power slide.
The classic, the
classic.
classic Axel move. And sorry, just roll a really quick dex check for me.
Yeah. That's not super good. That's a 7.
With a 7, you power slide, but the problem is it's sand, and you just sort of dig your knees in, and then you just sort of kind of have to like shuffle a bit closer, and then finish the final thing. Unfortunately, the joys of sand.
That's 8 points of damage, and
Okay.
he's pushed back 10 feet.
And pushed back 10 feet. And pushed back into the water. This croc goes splashing underneath, and you lose sight of them also. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Axel?
That's all I'm gonna do for now.
Okay, so that is going to bring us to our crocs. The first one, who is currently holding you in their mouth, Twigs, is going to bite down a little harder and roll another attack on you with advantage because you are currently in their jaws. Natural 20.
Ah! Yeah.
But a pretty low roll. That's going to be 8 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
This one here is going to dive into the water and not going to steal the kill from its friend, but instead is going to go for the metallic sort of creature in front of it. I'm just trying to get that right. That's fine. I'm just going to leave it there. Let's see if it, as it sort of dives in, that's a natural 1. So 14, as it sort of reaches its jaws open, you just kind of like step to the side and just push it underwater. Not a problem. It actually...
Sick.
Let me just roll something. It nearly bites its friend as you sort of redirect the bite, but not quite. That's going to bring us to our final, who is going to actually just reapproach you again, Axel, and is going to go for a bite.
Yeah.
Which is going to total at a 17.
That's a hit.
That's a hit. That's measly. That's going to be 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I lied. 3 points of piercing damage. But you are now grappled by in its jaws, as it's sort of clinging and holding on to you.
As he bites me, I'm going to use my reaction to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, let's do it. Okay, dex save on our boy's part, right?
Yeah.
That is going to... that's going to be a 10.
Yeah, that's a fail.
So as it sort of, the jaws kind of jump up and reach onto you, flames begin to erupt from... how does this Hellish Rebuke come out of you?
I just manage, while he's grabbing me, to just put on a really high note.
Sick.
And it's just flames bursting out from him.
That's awesome. Roll some damage.
That's 13 points of damage.
And as you kind of twing this high note, you watch as it sort of jumps and you run your hand down the edge and you just hit that really quickly. Its jaws seem to come towards you, and that's where the flames burst from. Right on its snout and its bottom jaw just seem to rip into flames, and the flesh just seems to burn away from the face before this, literally a crocodile skull is left over, singed and sour as it just falls. It's sort of like smacking into you, but to the ground with no strength as you burn away all of its muscle and its flesh, killing this thing.
Nice.
Easy does it. That's going to end our crocs, and that's going to bring us to our goblin friend, Twigs.
Twigs is going to turn around to 14 and say, "Yeah, right, I'm sorry about this, tin can." And then he's going to draw power from his egg, and he's going to use his wall shape to summon Mordecai right above water here.
Fantastic. Let me just get you Mordecai. Any preference on what you want for Mordecai?
Chick? Or chicken? I'm gonna give you a rubber duck later.
I'm gonna give you. I don't have a chicken, but I'm gonna give you this owl.
That's perfect.
I think that's perfect. Let's give you. Just give me a sec. I'll just give you a wee bit of command over that bad boy. All right. So you can now pick exactly where you want that to go.
So I'm gonna summon him right above the water, and he's gonna explode into a 10-foot radius.
All right. Is that going to be a save?
That's gonna be a dex save for everyone within the 10 feet.
Okay. I'll do the Crocs and 14 you as well. You do have danger sense, 14.
That is very true, and I did prepare you for it. Well, I said sorry. I didn't say it was gonna explode.
You were like, sorry.
Exactly. But gave you a bit of a hint, and with your with your alert feat and your quick monk-like reactions, it should be okay. So the one that is currently grappling you, Twigs, rolled an 8, and the one next to it rolled an 18.
So I think both of them fail actually. Yeah,
Really?
both of them fail.
Wow.
Again,
18
extra 2 for my spell checks or my spell saves with the stuff, which brings it up to 19.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yep.
I just make it.
Nice.
14 just makes it fantastic. All right.
I rolled
So
19.
let's roll the relative damage here.
So they take 8 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna. That was my action, so I'm gonna use my bonus action to use fire teleportation.
Cool.
Ah, fuck. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go up there, and Mordecai is gonna teleport up to there, and that is also once again going to explode.
Yeah, I thought so. So
Yeah.
more deck saves?
Yeah, one more dex save. It's only within 5 feet.
Within 5 feet. So that is just 14 and the one that was grappling you.
Well, he was standing here. And exploding
were you?
from Mordecai.
I thought you were standing here.
It's
Oh, my
exploding
bad.
from
No,
Mordecai.
you're right. That's cool. So just the one that was grappling you?
Yeah.
That is going to be a natural 20.
Oh yeah, nothing
Whoa, dude.
happens.
The DM is on fire.
That's
Yeah.
2 natural 20s now.
Okay, perfect.
only
and
get
then
worse from here.
Bruce is gonna run 1, 2.
Better. Depends which team you're on.
Yeah, that's perfect. And they're gonna move a little bit, and that's the end of Twigs' turn.
All right, fantastic. So, 14. All of a sudden, as you get into the cold water, avoiding this crocodile that's jumped at you, all of a sudden, an eruption of fire just continuously seems to come from Twigs. First catching you, which you were luckily warned about in stepping out. The second one then erupting within the mouth of the crocodile, which reels back. And this croc that had Twigs is looking pretty singed up for a creature that's sitting in water and not very happy. But all of a sudden, in a ball of flame that seems to be snuffed out instantly by the ocean, Twigs is gone. And you were left with the 2 crocs in front of you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna say, you look kind of warm. Let me cool you off. I'm gonna take out Arctic Smite and 2-handed, and then I'll swing at the one that's right in front of me.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
19 for 26.
That hits the croc. Let's go. Let's roll some damage.
Let me get the right dice here. 10. 12 points of slashing.
Is there any specific way you would like to kill this croc?
Slash him in half.
Easy, easy. And you come down, this croc sort of floating on the water, and you'd think the buoyancy, but you just bring it down so quickly and with so much power that the croc literally just cuts in half, and you watch as the water sort of within that gap just freezes before your own pressure smashes that ice again, and the waves seem to take it away. Amazing. That one in front of you is in half.
Cool. And there's this.
Ironically enough, it starts burning because of one of my features, cauterizing flames.
Wow, there's a lot of elemental shit going on right now. As you kind of bring down and you hit in with the frost, you actually get about halfway through the croc before the actual frost itself seems to freeze around the outskirts of it, and sort of your own axe almost blocks your own strength. It's definitely, you still fucking kill it in one blow. But then instantly that is melted as it bursts into flames, and you, like butter, finish off the croc, slicing it in half. Little tag team moment there for you.
And there's a little flame there.
The
That
cracked
stays.
crocodile.
As a magical fire?
Yeah.
That stays. And in front of you, there's a fire on top of the water.
Yeah, he's gonna take a step back, or to the side.
Okay.
And kind of bring the axe again around and swipe at the one that's in front of me.
Awesome. Let's go.
That's a 12.
A 12 just hits.
Oh yeah, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, roll some damage.
7.
7 points of damage. What do you think about this one? How would you like to kill this one?
I just gonna like slice him. Like I would have hit him right in the face. So I guess I would have split his his jaw in half. So there's like 4 bits.
Like down the center, or like?
Yeah.
Oh my god! And you do, and once again the freezing aspect of it sort of takes a moment. So you crack in, all the water around it freezes before you wedge it out, and second, like chopping wood, you just bring it down one more time, and it just cracks in half. Does this one burst into flames as well, Twigs?
Yeah.
And as you do, once again, it melts. You watch as the flesh seems to burn away, as this creature just seems to burst into a ball of flames, and you have this sort of row of fire that seems to be around you and sort of rushing in with the waves ever so slightly. You almost have to take a step back as the strange, almost like it feels hotter than your usual campfire or your usual fire that you're used to, But with that, you guys are able to take a moment to realize there aren't too many threats hiding around you now, as you seem to have smoked and frozen all of the crocs around you. A lot of fire, eh?
A lot of fire.
Mm-hmm.
From all ends, except for 14, trying to keep things cool.
Still hiding here.
I just
failing.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
look over towards the boat. I'm like, you okay, guys?
Yeah, I'm a bit hurt. And I will walk over, and I will walk over to the flame and lie down in it, and I will use my reaction to extinguish it and regain some health.
Ooh.
Beautiful. And like, when you float on your back in water, you do that. You just kind of go in and you float on the water as the flames almost roll in on a wave and begin to encompass you. And as they do, you watch 14. Actually, you guys are both looking in the direction. You both notice as these trickling, burning flames almost seem to flow in a direction, in one direction, and seem to snuff out, heading inside this large stone or pendant, or you're not too sure what it quite is, that's sitting on Twigs' chest as the flames seem to go back inside.
Damn.
Hey, that's pretty
And
cool.
I just lay on top of the water. And then I look up. So,
Hey,
where are we going?
you gotta teach me that trick someday.
Nah.
Yeah,
cool.
how do you make so
That's
like the flames are in the water?
That's 10 years of meditation.
That's
with
a cool.
druids.
That's a cool ass party trick.
Yeah, right. You should try it
Imagine-
sometimes.
Imagine doing that on stage. Woo.
Maybe we should
Inside
do the
check.
explosion instead.
Fuck yeah.
You're insight checking what, fourth thing?
The flames.
If he's
Fire.
talking bullshit about the 10 years of meditation too, like
All right, insight
Yeah,
check.
that's
And
fire.
Twigs, you're more than welcome to roll. You know how it works, persuasion or deception, depending on how you're feeling. Don't tell us. We don't want to know. Well, obviously 14 wants to know, but
I rolled an 11.
16.
Twigs.
Telling the truth.
Seems like he's pretty
That's pretty
forthright.
cool. Well, good job, little man.
Fuck did you call me?
You call me Tin Man, I call you Lil Man,
I'm not small.
because you're short.
I'm quite big for my kind. Okay?
Yeah, he's still shorter than me.
Inside check now.
Inside check.
He is very average height.
How is it compared to his kind?
Well, you've never seen goblins before, defo, and goblins vary in height, and he sort of sits within an average height, but you've never seen his kind. You've never seen goblins of this complexion and of these sort of features. So you're not too sure what sort of specific kind he's referring to. You are more than welcome to actually roll an insight check if you would like to see if he's being honest.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Fucking.
Wow. These guys learning about each other. Isn't it amazing, folks?
Oh, that's pretty shit.
It's okay, I rolled pretty shit.
I roll even more shit. 100%.
Oh
What
yeah?
did you roll?
9.
9 for insight?
I rolled a 4 for deception. I am
I'm
below
pretty
average.
Yeah.
I
And you
seem
know, you've
insecure
seen
about
goblins
that.
before.
I seem insecure this time.
Yeah. And I'm just cool. Nice.
I was the biggest on my tribe, okay?
Nice.
And
Yeah.
Axel, you figure this is probably the smallest tribe of goblins to ever exist, if that's the case.
Yeah. But I see his insecurity. I'm like, yeah. You go, boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
I am the
God,
biggest.
take some-
I was the strongest in my tribe, okay?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So don't even think anything different, right?
Nah.
Yeah, good, good. So I don't want you thinking that I'm smaller than the other goblins.
No. I mean,
Good, good.
I mean, the way you just absorb the flames. Whew. Only a big
right.
goblin could do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Even the hobgoblins were scared of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even I'm a little bit scared of
Instantly.
you.
Axel, you're instantly reminded of the abyssal hobgoblins that you faced back in the Chained Abyss, the 4-armed red creatures that was carrying a giant kite shield that was like an ultimate warrior with multiple swords that was relatively hard to defeat.
Yeah.
And chuckle a bit.
Yeah, right.
At this point,
They look up to me.
Faulkn's gonna approach Axel actually
Yeah.
and say like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a sec?"
Yeah, of course.
I'm the fucking general!
Give us.
I'm bigger than
A minute.
most!
Bigger than most.
Fucking above average. I whisper to myself as I walk away.
So Axel, 14 approaches you.
Yeah. Hey, brother.
Hey. So I was trying before, like I tried to, like, you know how I get like super strong and sometimes and like I can take a bunch beating.
Yeah, when you
No,
get
I was
when you get angry, right?
Yeah. I was trying to do that just now and it didn't work. It's the first time this happens. I don't understand what's going on.
That's weird.
Fuck.
Is it something with the?
I mean, I took some like a few days ago, but I wasn't trying to, get angry at
Yeah.
that moment.
Full thing.
But
Just quickly,
yes.
can you roll an emotional insight check on yourself?
Wow. Okay. How do I do that? Yeah. So it was just like inside
It's
check.
just an insight check.
Oh, I rolled really well. 25.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Almost from an outside perspective, you do notice as Axel turns around to you and goes, "Is it because of the?" It's almost like everything within you. It feels physical and more. Just begins to crave that as soon as he says it. You don't know what that indicates, whether that makes how whatever questions that answers it up to you. But as soon as he sort of mentions it and you relate the two, you just begin to crave, like hard for a second.
So he's just gonna look at Axel. It's like, yeah, we need to get this job done so we can get some.
Yeah, of course.
Getting ready.
Were you
For the ship, of course.
when you broke that guy's rib, were you high at that point?
Whose rib?
When you broke the guy's rib on the ship ride here.
Oh, yeah. I
When
don't really know what happened to me then. I just kind of
yeah,
lost it.
yeah,
Is
no
that-
worries. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to
I think.
put
Yeah, I was trying to get some from the engine. Now that you think about it, that I think about it.
I'm just trying to put one and one together.
Yeah.
Just looking out for you, man.
Thanks, man. And I'm gonna try to give you a fist bump.
Yeah.
Axel, you lose 6 hit points as he punches you. No, I'm kidding.
and I'm down. No.
Yeah. No.
All right, should we go and
Yeah.
meet up with this guy?
Yeah. Let's go to the
Let's
biggest,
get this over with.
the above average goblin.
And
Tell me the
Twix,
truth.
standing at your below average height, you begin to approach the center of this island, and you instantly see as you pass through these sort of different, varying height ruined walls. You do see this stone. No, I wouldn't say platform, but this essentially stone square sitting in the center of these circular ruins.
Is it just a square on the ground?
From this distance, it looks like almost like a stone floor. There's looks like there's some markings and a couple things that seem to be extending out from it. 4 seeming like pieces of stone that seem to be extending out of it. You can go closer and inspect if you'd like, though.
I would love to and see if I recognize the markings or if I can figure anything out.
And you, here we're roll an investigation check for me.
Does a nat 1 make it?
And that one, yeah.
I'm
that one
so
doesn't make
deep in the shit with above average right now.
Exactly. So you're super focused on standing as tall as you can right now.
I'm having this
in fact, you
internal
kinda go over
monologue
to
about
look
what
at
I
the
should have said
platform.
and what if he said that, I would have said that, and I would have gotten to him in the argument and everything.
Exactly. And you actually instinctually start investigating the ground around it, trying to find which side of this sort of stone slab is highest, so you can stand on that side to pretend to inspect it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you do work out that it's actually this side.
Right
Othin
here,
is gonna
I
come
will
up
look the biggest.
here and it's gonna be like, so little man, have you found out anything?
That's when I realized what I should have searched for.
And here's the thing. No, you haven't even really started to look, to be honest. But 14, you do notice that each of, as you sort of approach, it's like a stone slab. It's quite simple. It just sort of goes in segments of more squares that get smaller and smaller and smaller within it. And there are these 4 sort of stone blocks that have a circular top on it, each that are sort of perimetered around it. Each one does have a symbol on it.
Yes, there's different sizes and
Do I
shapes.
recognize any of the symbols?
Roll. No, you don't.
No.
That's 14.
No. I mean, no.
Do I recognize the shapes at least?
The shapes of the symbol?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Even with a natural 1, Twigs, you do speak this language.
Okay.
So
Is it Goblin?
it is not.
Okay.
But you spend quite a while. I'm gonna say, with a natural 1, I'm gonna say as you kind of look there, Twigs, you kind of stop everyone and you go, I know this, and you spend quite a while working it out. Quite a while trying to work it out. Trying to decipher it as if it was Goblin, and you're sort of trying to make sense of this. It's sort of scrambled in your head. You start to recognize Goblin war paint patterns before realizing it's not even Goblin. It's Druidic.
All right, now I fucking get it. Yeah, right. So,
Yeah,
what does
yeah,
it say, though?
we're waiting. You know, just your above average loyal bodyguards.
fuck up. What does it say? What is it?
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry. Hey. Each gnome has a different, essentially Druidic word. It's very old Druidic as well. It's very simple. Druidic is a very simple language anyway, that is sort of passed on a lot by energy and feeling when speaking it. But when written, this one is very old and very basic. And just roll a. Nah, sorry. Investigation check sucked. But what they do say is one of them says the word power, the other says the word mud, another says the word steel, and the fourth one says the word sacrifice, or essentially the symbols that mean this.
So what did you say? You said my brother, our
Yeah, power, mud, steel, sacrifice.
There we go.
As he's
No,
as he's
it's
trying to work this out during the minutes, I'm just like playing on a new song that I've been thinking of, especially now when we are in a ring and I just saw fire. And I'm gonna call this song Ring of Fire.
We lost Brandon.
Yeah.
Just when you said that.
You're like,
you just made a cover of a cover song.
I just made a cover of the cover song.
Oh Jesus.
But it's an original song in this world.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is very true. Love is a burning thing.
Hey, I'm back. Twigs, Axel, quickly refresh.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did I? For fuck's sake. What did I miss?
It's
What did I
canon. He made a
miss?
song.
I made a song.
Axel. Oh, I guess it's on the stream. I mean, you can repeat it for your DM if you want. He would like it.
Yeah, as Twigs is trying to work out these Druidic words or whatever, I'm just kind of playing a little bit on the song. I'm thinking, there's a lot of fire in that fight. We're standing in a ring. Ah, Ring of Fire.
Wow. And you, wow. Are you roll a performance check for me?
Yeah. That's pretty bad to be me. That's 14.
14. Still a relatively good performance check. You're starting to get it. You know there's something there. And you're kind of like plugging away. You start high and you kind of go to a lot lower notes and you're like, dong, dong, dong.
Love
Hmm.
is a burning thing.
And you're starting to pick up the little
It
pieces
makes
of it.
fiery ring.
Ah, yeah, twigs. Good, good. Yeah.
So, power, sacrifice, steel, and my brother.
Mud.
How the fuck did you guess that?
Wait, it was right? What? Ah, that's amazing.
Yeah, alright, yeah.
I mean, twigs and mud kind of go.
I am pretty scared at this point. But yeah, mud, power, sacrifice, and steel. I have no fucking clue what that
mud,
means.
power, sacrifice, and steel.
Farthing has bad memories of puzzles such as this.
As
So
you
he's
look at
gonna
your
say like,
arm.
yeah. So he's gonna say like, oh, while you guys are talking and stuff, I'm just gonna go and scout. So
Yeah.
he's gonna go this way. He's actually gonna go to the crocodile bodies first, and he's gonna try to yank out a tooth or two.
You're going to try to pull both them out?
You step on the burning one or the one that I extinguished?
Not the burning one, the one that you
Okay.
extinguished.
Okay.
It's not burning
Yank
anymore
out
though.
a tooth or two.
Right.
This is a long shot, twigs.
Yeah.
You said mud, power, sacrifice, steel.
Yeah.
So what if, cause your little chick is quite powerful.
Yeah.
What if I steal him?
Sacrifice him.
Yeah, I steal him, sacrifice him, while and before
It's
that
not steel as in stealing something. It's steel as in the mineral.
Ah.
Fucking dingus.
Well, you didn't fucking tell me that, Mr. Above Average Man.
He just looks down. So fucking tired of these fucking people.
14. You don't have to do too much yanking because the waves have naturally started to push their bodies and they're starting to beach. And these are heavy creatures, so they don't exactly float away with small waves. But you do reach these two crocodiles, one cut in half. Actually, I'll tell you what. You actually have washed up on the beach as 1.5 crocodiles.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna yank out a couple of tooth from one of them.
And easy enough. You kind of find the biggest teeth in there and you yank them out, and they're pretty damn big. Still fresh with some goblin blood on one of them. Seems to all kind of be washing away, but it's a little stained. But yeah, you however many you would like, you can write
Just
saltwater
two.
croc
I killed
teeth.
2. Yeah, cool.
There you go, 2 crocwater salt teeth, 2 saltwater croc teeth, 2. So you know what you got.
Yes.
So,
Twigs.
Axel, does it look like a sacrificial ritual?
I mean, it kind of looked like a sacrificial altar. Altar.
You think so?
Yeah.
We need to put some mud on here.
Is it like mud as in a name, as your brother, or is it mud as in mud?
It's mud as in power. And my brother is named after mud. So.
Okay. Fair enough.
So both.
Axel, roll a religion check for me.
Ooh.
Or history, your choice.
Ooh. That's dirty 20.
Nice. With the dirty 20, just to clarify, it doesn't look like an altar. It doesn't look like it's not raised off the ground. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like a embedded square platform, but it's not raised. Or I'm missing the word for it. But I just want to specify this. It doesn't specifically look towards a sacrificial thing, but obviously people can sacrifice things on anything. It's like a slab of stone that's like flat and it's got some of the stand already coming over it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's um I'm gonna correct myself. It does not look like an altar.
Yeah, right. So it feels like there's more to this than
Yeah.
just words and stone.
What happens if your chick just stands in the middle?
Put the chick in the middle.
Okay. The chick goes into the middle,
Yep.
sort of still
I
flaming.
can move it. Chick.
The chick stands in the middle. Nothing seems to happen specifically.
I push it up towards the PowerPoint place.
Roll a perception check. You guys can both roll a perception check for me.
Oh shit! For fuck's sake! Dropping my dice all over the place. Roll so shit today. 12.
Okay.
18.
Okay. Twigs, you notice that nothing really changes at all. Your chick is just standing in the middle. Axel, you do notice as the proximity of the flame that seems to be coming off the chick seems to light up parts of these sort of these circular like
Okay.
knobs that
Yeah.
seem to come out. And as they do, you do notice on each of them, sort of about, let's say about 3 inches down from the top, there's a shadow, a very slight shadow being cast. As it almost, you can almost tell that the top part of it is almost like a different segment. If that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
there's a little like ring around the top of it that sort of makes it look like there's some disconnection there. Still looks pretty solid in its own right, but
I'm like, Twigs, look at this.
What? Doesn't work. And he walks over and looks. Wait, so the shadow is cast.
so essentially you've got these boys, right?
Yeah.
And as the light goes on it, you can sort of see the shadow is cast on the inside, which looks like a dark ring that goes on the inside. It's almost like there's a gap, a very tiny gap, like a line, like if this makes sense. I almost feel like it's so what I'm trying to explain is so obvious I could find something that has an example. It just looks like the top of it is separate to the next part that goes down. It still looks sturdy like it's on, but there's some ring there. I don't know if you guys get me.
Okay, yeah.
The same way you could see like this here,
Yeah.
but it's less obvious. It's just this tiny little ring that runs around.
Alright, so that's powered up. So next one.
And which word was it on this one?
Sorry?
Like was it or was the word on the like in the middle?
Power.
The words.
Oh, the middle.
The middle.
Okay, sorry. I feel like you guys are misunderstanding me. Nothing is powered up necessarily. It's just the glow, the light, the proximity of the light is just illuminating this recess. If that makes sense, on all of them. You can see it because it's standing in the middle, that's in the center of all 4 of these little pillars, and all of them now on this one half aside, you can see the tiny little gap.
Okay. So the chick's fire is making it look like a bit more obvious.
Exactly.
Okay.
Wait, so we can turn the knobs?
I mean, what do you want to do with the knobs?
I want to try to turn the knobs.
Okay. Which knob would you like to turn?
I would like to turn the mud knob.
Okay. As you sort of grab the one that has the symbol for mud there, you begin to turn, and it does. It's like stone grinding on stone, but it gives. There's a before one of the squares seems to open in the center, and your chick falls.
Ah!
Wow!
What a guy!
Down
Fuck!
into darkness as you look down. As you now see, these square segments have seemed to almost slat open, leaving this square hole in the center of this thing. And twigs. I mean, roll a wisdom check for me.
Oh shit. Wisdom, straight up
There's a
wisdom.
mix. Yeah,
It's
it's a mix of memory and putting things together a little bit.
It's a 10.
Okay, never mind. That opens up, and the chick seems to fall down. Can your chick fly?
Yeah. So it falls for a little bit and then it stays.
Okay, and then it seems to glow halfway down before coming back up to the top. But this now seems to be opened.
What happens if we turn the other knobs?
Full thing, what are you up to, just quickly?
I'm scouting the rest of the island.
Roll a perception check for me.
Not this one. This one. Oh, fuck, I shouldn't have used that one. Perception is a 10.
10? Pretty much up to here, as you can see, it sort of goes off the map, but pretty much it is only another 10 feet before that hits water again.
So there is nothing on this island apart from the rocks.
This island is tiny and barren. You see a couple more ruins, but nothing noteworthy, just more ocean that extends off into the horizon. And it's damn beautiful, but there isn't too much to see. Sorry.
Try to rage.
You're going to try to rage again?
Yes.
And
to test,
you sort of
test it.
And you sort of try and push and force that power to go out of you, and nothing seems to happen. There's almost like a little bit of green smoke that comes out, but it just is blown away with the wind, and you're left in your regular state.
He's gonna get slightly frustrated, and
as you do that,
walking.
craving kicks in a little bit more.
He's gonna, kind of in the angsty way, he's gonna start walking back towards here. And once he does, he's gonna ask, like, so, you guys figure it out yet?
Well, you do notice as you get back the hole in the ground.
Oh,
You're
you
right, so
opened it.
do we turn the other knob or?
Yeah, let's turn on the knob, see what happens.
I grab the power knob.
The power one. Okay, and you twist that?
Yeah.
And in the same sort of fashion, it sort of grinds on, and you kind of hear like another once again another stone on sign, like a stone cog grind, before I guess everybody who's watching right now watches as these spikes extending out of the knob just pierce your hand in multiple directions. You do suffer. Where are we?
Come on, I just healed myself.
You do suffer 7 points of piercing damage.
Jesus Christ.
As that stone just literally skewers your hand before retracting, and you're left with these multiple puncture holes in your hand.
Axel, you're fucking turning the next one.
Fair enough, fair enough. That...
Turn the sacrifice one.
No, I'm not turning the sacrifice one. No.
Steel one?
I'm turning the steel one. Which one is it? Which one is it, Twigs?
It's this one. He points and backs off.
Do you point to the steel one?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So Axel, you turn the steel one?
Yeah.
You suffer 7 points of piercing damage as more of these spikes now pierce your hand, coming out before retracting back into it. It fucking hurts.
What if maybe we have to turn off the mud one first before turning the other knobs?
I think we're gonna go down there.
And Fatih's gonna look down the hole. Does he see anything? Is it just a hole that goes down? Or is
It
there like
seems
something to climb down or
it seems like it's like a chute that goes down, which is wider than the square entrance. It's almost like there's a square entrance and then it looks like the actual hole that just goes down is not big, maybe like 6 foot wide. Maybe more like 5 foot wide. Um, that just seems to go down into darkness. It doesn't seem like there's anything to climb on, or it's just like a fucking hole.
I whip out my my 50 feet hempen rope and chuck it to 14. Here you go. Tie it and hose yourself down.
I'm gonna follow what he says and tie the rope to the closest like big enough rock
You,
that can probably support my weight.
you could probably get tied to one of those stone thingies.
To the ones at the like on the platform
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. They look sturdy.
Fatih is
They look sturdy
gonna
enough.
like grab one of them and shake it, like put some strength into it so that just to test how solid they seem.
They are fucking solid. What's your strength?
Cool.
What's your strength score?
It's a 14, so +2.
Yeah, they do not budge.
Cool. Then he's gonna tie it up to
Cool.
one of the pillars there.
Cool. Which one?
Whichever, the one that's closest to me, I guess.
Okay, the one that's closest to you is the mud one.
Cool. So that one then.
Beautiful. So you tie it up to there.
Yes,
And
and then
I will
jump down.
tie the other end around Mordecai's neck.
Okay.
Poor Mordecai.
And I will pick him up and I will drop him into the hole.
And the light continues to go down. You just let Mordecai drop.
I let him drop, and I tell him right before the string ends,
Tightens.
hover.
Okay. So it drops and falls, and you watch as like the glow continues to go down this cavern, down and down before it stops, lighting up 50 feet down.
Does it seem
You
to
can't
be ground?
Not at that height, and you can't seem to see past Mordecai due to the way light works. Essentially, now there's just like this ball of light that blocks it, but you know that it's at least 50 feet down.
Maybe if we tie in, because I saw a rope in the boat. It was like 100 feet rope in
yeah,
the boat.
there's quite a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, there's about 100 feet of rope in the boat as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
let's
grab that.
Yeah. I'll just run.
Mordecai, come back up.
Go to the boat. Love is a burning thing. Makes.
Get the rope and shut the fuck up.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Take it easy. We don't have anything we need to be home for, right?
I have another good song for you. It's called Darkness.
Darkness.
Oh.
Great
Oh,
idea.
darkness, my old friend.
Ah,
I've come to speak with you again.
I've never heard that song. Is it from your tribe?
Something I heard some travelers sing on one of the tribes.
No. Nice.
Been out seeing a lot of shit.
Yeah, same dude.
A crack and gambling addiction.
Yeah,
She's saying that a lot.
fair enough. Alright, here's the rope.
Yeah, perfect. And I will untie Mordecai. I will tie that rope to the other rope. I'll tie Mordecai's neck to the other end of the rope, and I'll drop him down and do the same again.
And by doing that, you drop and you tell Mordecai to same thing, stop right before the end of the rope.
Yeah.
Mordecai drops and the light seems to go down before you hear a splash of water.
Ah, okay. You're right, that's water.
As Mordecai's flame is snuffed out as they seem to submerge underwater. Now, is your wildfire spirit affected by going underwater in any
He's
means?
magical.
I'm just curious as a trait if there is any effect. I know it's magical, but naturally being a fire-based druid, I don't know if there's any.
That is you as a DM saying that I cannot use fire spells underwater.
No, it's magic fire.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm just asking over here, like, am I fucked?
No, you're fine. As we go through, as you are standing on this absolute water island, water-colored, floating ocean. No, magical fire is okay, although it is slightly snuffed out and dimmed. But you do see what looks like light underneath the ripple of water. It makes it hard to see how far down it is, but you would guess maybe like anywhere between sort of 70 to 100 feet.
You're right. So
I'm gonna grab the rope and I'll be like, see you guys down there. I'm just gonna slide down.
I'll follow suit. Fluffy is gonna follow suit.
I don't like this at all. I'll grab the rope and I will host myself down.
I'll turn the sacrifice knob. When we're down there.
See ya. Nah, I will hoist myself down slowly.
And you do hoist yourself down. And Axel, you kind of go first, sliding before you splash into water. 14 following, and Twigs. It's up to you whether you want to go in the water or sort of hold just above it.
Nah, I will go down into the water. I still have my air bubble from before. It lasts 24 hours. So I've been walking around with a little air bubble in my head.
That's amazing. That's awesome. So you're in your little spaceman hat, little bubble, translucent, almost like pearlescent colored. Not pearlescent. You know what I'm saying? Opalescent, whatever. Colored bubble around you, and you go under as well. You kind of splash before 14 and Axel. You're like the same height, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
About 6'2". I think Axel's maybe a little shorter. Regardless, you guys both then raise up and realize that you can stand as it's sort of at your chest height. Twigs, you cannot.
Twigs,
But-
do you want to sit on my shoulders?
Fuck you. I will doggy paddle. Some direction. I don't know if it's a cave.
Well, and now that you're down
we
here
see
and your dark
anything?
vision kicks in for all of you, you do notice what you now make out to be, I guess, behind you. This water flows to the edge of, essentially the chute comes down and then opens up a little bit. And behind you to one side, it's only another sort of 5 to 10 feet before it hits a rocky, kind of mossy cavern wall. But what you would now refer to as in front of you, which I guess is the direction you're heading, you do notice it extends for maybe another 20 feet in front of you. And the water only goes sort of for another, this pool of water only goes for another sort of 10 feet before there's a stone platform for the
Doggy
last
paddle
10
over
feet there.
Fluffy is also gonna go towards the shore.
And you kind of walk through it and hoist yourself up. And now that you're here, you take a moment to take in the surroundings. I mean, this is it. It's that fucking cave. You do notice, sort of right on the far end, there is another hole in the ground that once again dives into darkness. This one is less structured and more just looks like this natural hole that seems to fall down again. You do also see, outside of that and the odd bit of algae and stuff that's going through, a skeleton that seems to be leaning up against one corner.
Check out the
Fortin's,
skeleton.
same. Fortin's gonna approach a skeleton.
All right.
Listen,
I mean, you
who
can
is
both
it?
either investigate or one with advantage.
I'm not very good at investigation.
I am so very good at investigation.
Then I'll give you advantage.
Perfect. But I'm rolling shit today. 22.
Yeah, it's real.
22. Okay.
My first good roll.
So in the small chamber, you notice this long dead skeleton. Impossible to tell. A humanoid of some sort, but you can't really tell of what race. Definitely of a bigger folk, nonetheless. You do notice a couple key features: an old rope, weaved bag that resembles that of the Neowai, as well as some tattered rags. That with a 22 investigation, you do work out this is definitely a Neowai tribe member. You find an old weapon. It's like an older trident. It's kind of rusted over. The wood of the handle is a waterlog. You find this doll that is sort of made of like coral and shells, and it's quite beautiful. But there's a lot of algae that seems to be retaking it. And in one of the side satchels, you also find an empty potion bottle in a similar sort of shell fashion that you got your water breathing ones in, and also what looks like a mirror. It's not like perfectly square, but it's sort of like about this big, and it's sort of jagged a bit.
I grab the mirror, put it in my bag. I take the doll and chuck it in a hole. Just like the goblin I am, I hunch over it, and the things that I don't want, chuck behind me.
And you chuck that
Just
in
like
the
empty
hole.
potion bottle, chuck it. Some fucking doll, chuck it. Rusty weapon, chuck it. I take the mirror. That's it. That was the things in the bag, right?
Yeah, empty potion bottle, the shell doll, an old trident, and a mirror.
The bag, is that like a side satchel or is that a backpack?
No, it's like a side satchel. Once again, it's the knitted one. It's sort of like the rope weave that makes it very easy to swim through because water passes through it. It's like a side satchel.
Take the
It's
mirror,
like a net.
put it in it, put it on me. Everything else, chuck in the back. I accidentally take one of his hands, chuck it.
Does it look like a human skeleton or what kind of race-ish?
Roll a medicine check for me.
Oh, pretty.
Does Fortin see anything else in this cave apart from the hole that is there? And the skeleton?
Roll a perception check for me.
10.
10. It's humanoid, and it's of a larger size. It's not a smaller folk.
Okay, yeah.
But there's no distinction as to whether it's a human, an elf, a shorter Goliath, an orc. I mean, you can tell it's not an orc. It doesn't have the teeth.
Yeah.
But you can't tell whether it's essentially human, elf, half elf, or even, within that category. But it's something of that.
Somewhere between human and Goliath in length, like a tiny Goliath or a large human.
Exactly. They're relatively tall. They are sitting down. You don't get the full height, but it's a larger humanoid. But it's also this creature is long dead. Like you even notice when Twig sort of accidentally grabs the hand, it just pulls away freely, like it's nothing to it. It doesn't even smell of anything anymore because it's all gone. Twigs, do you throw everything in the direction of the hole?
Yes. I go over to the hole and I want to check it out.
It goes into darkness once again. You can't see down, but as you throw in, you do hear everything fall. You hear the trident sort of goes ting, while everything else splashes within water. 14, what did you roll for perception? Sorry, just quickly, Chunks.
12.
With a 12, outside of what you see, the light that seems to be stemming down from the top, very, very subtle bit of light that seems to be stemming down from the top where you entered. There isn't much else outside of that kind of pool of water, the next hole over, and the skeleton. There are there's like some different types of algae and almost some odd fungus that's growing as well, but nothing significant.
Could I cast Speak with Dead?
You most certainly can.
Yeah. So I go to the
Okay.
corpse and I just play this like very like lullaby tuney, almost like bedtime tune.
Always playing
Beautiful.
music at the weirdest occasions.
She's doing his
in
magic.
front of the skeleton as well.
Yeah.
In front of the
Quig
skeleton.
says that while looking down the hole.
Fantastic. So you begin to play these tunes, and as you do, Axel, you instinctually close your eyes and feel the music for a bit. Before you reopen them again, and you are no longer within this dark cavern. It's a little more jovial, and the choral is a little more lively. It's not dark, and it's almost as if you're underwater, but it doesn't feel like that. You're still just sitting there, and in front of you, you see, in full scope, but almost slightly ethereal, just ever so slightly ethereal, what looks like a elf. Sort of sitting there in the same position that the skeleton is, but in full lively,
Yeah.
with a soft sort of feeling on their face, who's currently holding the doll a little bit. You see this. You don't. Sorry, they. You don't really work out the gender so much, but you see this sort of long blonde hair that goes down with these fine features and large pointed ears, very pale skin. As they seem to sort of look up to you and acknowledge your presence.
Hey,
Hello.
what's your name?
So, Blake,
How many questions do you have with this?
I believe you have 5 questions, right?
I don't think it says.
I think it says
I think
it's a
it
certain
says.
amount. I'm pretty sure, and you just wasted it on a name.
You grant resemblance of life intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer the questions you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. The spell fails if the corpse was the target of this spell within the last 10 days. Oh yeah, 5 questions, yeah. Shit. Shit.
Well, too
Ah,
late. First
yeah,
one,
too late.
as it seems to look over at you, and as you ask that, it goes, Udo.
Do I hear this?
No, you do not.
Oh.
You just see Axel is currently sitting down, eyes closed, almost in a meditative state, just playing music.
What's this place?
This is the tomb of Pilak Fas.
How did you die?
It's not gonna answer.
Starvation.
Starvation. What's in this tomb?
Water.
Something that killed my friends.
One question left.
One question left, yeah. as they sort of softly sit there, almost at peace, playing with the doll, and they put it aside a bit, sort of looking at their surroundings softly.
Is this beast at the bottom of this tomb? Underneath us?
Yes. And the ethereal body almost fades away, becoming more and more translucent before you instinctually shut your eyes again and tune into the music as you reopen them to find yourself in the cavern, staring at the skeleton in front of you. Only a mere speck of the being, the spirit that you just saw, as Twigs is yelling at you.
I'm just imagining that he heard Axel asking those questions, but he couldn't hear the answers.
That's up to Axel.
I mean, you would have heard me speak in Draconic.
Oh, I don't
There
know
you
that
go.
language.
Cool.
So you heard me speaking to a corpse.
Fucking weirdo. I will produce flame and chuck it down the hole and see what I see.
All right. Yeah.
What's the range on produce flame?
Not that far, I do believe. It is. I can chuck it up to 30 feet.
So you, and then before snuffing out into darkness.
Fuck.
All right. I talked to the dead elf. There. It was a tomb of. What did it say?
Pelik Fas.
Pelikfas. It's a tomb of
And
Pelikfas.
Twigs, you do recognize the name as you and Volara, the Neowai Elder, were talking. They did reference Pelik Fas and give you a little bit of insight as to who they were and their tomb.
Who were they?
From what you remember, it was only a couple hours ago, so you do remember what Valora sort of told you, as they were essentially a great member of the Neowai many hundreds of years ago, that became very famous and became a huge legend because they once defeated a crazed, bloodthirsty kraken that had come from the water dimension. They once sort of defeated this kraken, becoming a hero of the Neowai and eventually becoming an elder. The reason they're sort of in this tomb and also seen as to be a cursed being is at the end of their life, they seem to have renounced the Neowai in favor for the Neofinoa, essentially renounced the way of the water for the way of earth, and chose to be buried, or to have a tomb somehow constructed within the one bit of landmass that existed here on Ralva.
He was a traitor?
Yeah. Well, obviously not a traitor
converted.
per se, because there isn't necessarily there isn't any conflicts between the different Neo tribes.
Yeah, okay.
But it's like uncomfortable to have someone so powerful than Neo to renounce their way. You know, it's kind of unheard of. You know, it's sort of like, imagine if fire. If Earth just randomly changed into fire, it's unnatural, right?
Yeah.
The same way as water randomly just, I mean, I guess water does evaporate into air, but that's not the point. There's an unnatural sort of side to it, and then also Valora did mention that they see the island as cursed because most of the Neowai who come here don't really ever return. So there's a bit of there's something about it that is very off. And they
Some
always
fucking
relate it to
weirdo
the
from the past who decided to change their ways
Okay.
in a weird way, right? You know that old story about tentacles and stuff?
Have I heard about the Kraken?
roll a history check.
He's a lore bard. He heard stories.
He is a lore bard. That's why he should have a pretty high history.
Yeah, that's an 12?
It's a 12. You've heard of a kraken?
Yeah.
Before, these gigantic, monsters of the sea that can eat, that swallow ships whole and can break apart islands to let more water flow. That seem to live within the water elemental plane. But you've never heard of this story.
Okay.
Or at least it doesn't ring a bell to
Yeah.
you right now of this story of this hero of Ralva that saved it from a crazy kraken.
Yeah.
But what you do know that krakens don't tend to, at least from your understanding, aren't necessarily. Well, there's no oceans. They're very much a myth. Krakens. They're in a different plane of existence outside of Ralva, which you've heard more of in a very fairy tale sense researching it.
Yeah.
You just know what a kraken is.
And then he said that a beast slayed his friends, and he was here to find it. It's underneath us, and he died of starvation.
And when it
So I
says
guess-
died, I hear Mordecai behind, and I go and I tie him because he's strung by his neck.
just
Oh, sorry,
joking.
Mordecai. Sorry.
You strangling your chick?
He's not strangled. He's hovering right above. But nah, I wouldn't.
Mordecai's not a fan of being on the leash right now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. I'll take you down. Here you go.
And you untie Mordecai.
So Fathin's been listening to all of this conversation, I guess, and he's just going to be like, is this the beast we're supposed to investigate about? I'm guessing.
It's supposed to find out more about the legend and the lore of the place, not kill anything. But if we do have to kill it to get out of here alive, I would prefer to kill it and get out alive.
I mean, our only job is to keep you alive, so.
And that's very fair.
So
And Twigs,
don't
just
go
to-
in front of this giant monster, yeah?
What?
No, go on, never mind.
What did you say, 14? Sorry.
No, I just said to Twix that you better not get caught then. And if you do, we'll get you out of it, I guess.
That's perfect. I'll just jump down the hole then.
Twigs, do you want to actually jump down the hole?
No.
Okay, cool.
I
Just
walk
double-checking,
towards
just
it and I
double-checking.
drop down Mordecai again.
Okay. And Twigs, just to clarify before you do that, your conversation with Valara, they did begin to recite to you part of a prophecy that was, or they assume, or was stated as a prophecy that was written by Pelek Fas. And they believe that the rest of this prophecy may potentially hold more information. And that's sort of what they told you to come look for.
Yeah.
Just to clarify what they said to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Lore for Twigs?
Lore, exactly. Fucking lore, all the good shit. We love lore. I love lore. You throw down you throw down Mordecai.
Yeah.
Cool. Mordecai flies down. I guess Mordecai flies down now, not being tied to a rope.
Yeah.
Which I do have to mention. You know, did you tie the 100 feet of rope to the 50 feet of rope?
Yeah.
So you had 150 feet of rope coming from the top.
Yeah.
So you would notice now, essentially, there's about.
There's a drop.
No, sorry. From the top, from where you came from, at the top of from the surface, judging by how much rope is left, you would notice that that's about 70 feet because there's still about another floating on top of the water, which you guys just landed in. There's about a what's that math? Boom. There's about 80 feet of rope that's just sort of floating on the water excess because you tied the 50 to the 100. You guys understand me, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fantastic. You send down Mordecai.
Yeah.
Mordecai goes flying down, lighting up the way before they sort of reach down. It looks like they're about maybe, I would say, about 80 feet. Probably a little less, more like 70 feet away from you.
Okay.
Before you see their light reflect, the flaming light of Mordecai reflecting off of a bit more water.
Dive. Come back up.
Flies back up and just seems to sort of land on their shoulder. You feel the warmth and the flames just
There
trickle
is
down.
no way he's gonna land on my shoulder because he's just as big as me.
I lied. He doesn't land on your shoulder. He lands on your head, and now you're like a full-size person.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're top heavy. Jesus Christ.
Alright, I get the rest of the rope. Let's head down, I guess.
So how do you get the rest of the rope? Naturally, this rope there's sort of still a 20-foot distance between hole to hole from the roof there. If you get me.
Yeah.
You have a knife?
All right, do you want to cut a bit of the rope off? Do you want to climb up and untie it? Do you just want to leave it as one big long connecting rope down and see how far you can get?
I don't really have a knife. Do you have a knife, Twigs?
Yeah, I have a knife. And I take out my scimitar.
This is a knife.
You said it, not me.
Someone had to. Come on.
I really opted for not saying that joke.
Yeah, you're right. I apologize to all the viewers at home.
Here you go.
Alright, thank you.
And see.
And I'll go out to the water and just cut the rope.
Okay. You cut the rope, and you have a what appears to be an extra 80 feet of rope. I guess, yeah, 80 feet, give or take, depending where you cut the rope. You know, semantics.
Give me back the knife. I'll cinch you alive.
This knife?
Yes. That knife.
How about... Alright. I give.
Thank you. Very important. My very makeshift scimitar. Thank you. Alright, so what do we tie this to?
That is a mighty fine question.
Yeah. Not the skeleton that you've been speaking to, fucking weirdo.
Is there anything around the hole where we can tie the rope to? Any rocks or boulders?
I mean, not a lot. Nothing sizable that jumps out at you straight away. Whoever would like to look can roll an investigation check for me, though.
I can look. Jesus Christ!
Oh, spoilers.
Oh no.
Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't mean to move you guys.
I'm not
over.
going
My
down the
bad.
hole.
My bad.
Let's just go up again. It's fine.
Excuse me, I'm tired. Nothing happened. You didn't see anything. Rewind that. Escape that from your memory. Carry on. Roll an investigation check.
17.
God damn it. 17?
Yeah.
Okay. With a 17, you do end up finding not a rock, but there is sort of like a little like indent into a cave, and then you notice it sort of loops around. You've got this very convenient like handle. You're not too sure how sturdy it is, if it's going to hold your weight, and you kind of pull on it and it doesn't budge, but you give it a shot.
I am the tiniest one also. I pull it as hard as I can, think to myself, perfect, that will hold me, and I tie it.
Perfect. That'll hold you.
Right.
I look at
Who's
Twisted,
going down first?
and I'm like, it'll hold.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll head down.
I cast guidance on the handle.
Awesome. Good to know.
I had to check if I even had guidance, and I did. Cool.
I will definitely add that D4 to whatever roll that wall makes.
You can do this.
Perfect.
And I'll just slide down.
All right. And you slide down, pulling your weight, and it seems to do okay. And you go about, yes?
I want to cast Mold Earth on it.
Okay.
I can
okay.
shape
And what would-
stone.
And what would you like to do with that stone?
If it's just a handle, I want to shape it so it holds on both ends. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's already holding. It's not like a handle. It's almost like there's a little cave. Like I imagine like a little inbuilt shelf that comes out one side, and then it's got a bit of a rock that's coming over. So it's already attached on both sides. But you can definitely like make it, mold it sturdier. You know what I mean? You can sort of
yeah.
Easy enough. With mold stone, it kind of sinks in more and more of the rock seems to like come around it, and it becomes very sturdy, which is going to negate the roll. Good save there, Axel. As you sort of feel, as you begin to slide down, all of a sudden there's a jolt in your gut. It's like, oh fuck. But nonetheless, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 feet before you kind of slow yourself down, and you can see a pool of water that doesn't look as deep, but it's sort of hard to tell as well that is below you.
Yeah. And I'll.
14 will probably go next.
14, same thing as you follow down, that holding sturdy. Axel, do you jump off at the bottom and jump in the water?
Yeah.
Cool. You jump in, and it's short. The water, you sort of land on your feet, and it's just above your like mid-thigh height.
Yeah.
14, same for you if you would like to jump in the water and
Yep.
Cool. And Twigs, you're still at the top.
Yeah. Fun fact. That was Twigs' newest cantrip that he learned because he got inspired by the shit that happened in the one shot with the earth and everything. So he decided to learn how to mold earth a little bit. But yeah, after starting it up on their way down, he will also grab the rope once he hears that they're down there. And when he starts, he yells down, "Is it safe down there? Any danger?"
Yeah, perception check.
Yeah, give me some perception checks, 14 and Axel. You're more than welcome to.
That's pretty shit. That's a 14.
I give advantage because I also would be looking around.
Sure. Advantage, Axel.
15.
15. Now one more. Now, you definitely haven't seen any form of a map or anything that I accidentally put on the screen, so this is totally all 100% new to you.
Yeah.
But as you get down into this one side, there's this pool of water that you land in that seems to get shallower and shallower, and it just seems to hold in this corner. You see this large cavern this with a very sort of high ceiling, sitting at maybe like not too high, but let's say like about 30 to 35 feet tall. It's large and wide either end with odd scatterings of rocks. You see on the to your right as you land what looks like a rubble of some structure of some sort that is broken and has now got more of these angry and these underwater and this underwater fungi that seems to be growing all over it. One thing that you two both notice, which is a little weird, is you see a scattering of sort of humanoid-sized statues. A couple in the water, as well as a few around on the stone in front of you. Some of them seem to have fallen over and broken, and others are still standing there in an array of different poses. And just past that, you watch as the sort of cavern floors and cavern walls begin to shift as you begin to see a little bit further ahead what looks like cobblestone on the ground that the moss seems to subside and it seems to almost mold into it, and you can see the cavern walls seem to fall into what looks like a broken like I guess mossy brick or cobblestone like walls that seem to encase the far side. Twigs, you're probably about halfway down the rope, you said, as you shout that out, right?
Huh?
Which point, where were you when you shouted that out and they started to
At the
look?
start.
So you haven't even gone down yet?
No, I just started going down when I yelled that.
Okay, so you're still quite high up. Good to know. Axel and 14, you do also notice on this far end of the chamber, there is like a slight glow, a very faint bit of light. It's just a very white light that seems to negate any issues of the limits of your dark vision. And noticeably, you see what looks like this large statue of this being, this humanoid creature. The statue is standing at about 20 feet high, maybe even close to 25. They seem to be sort of in a very godly fashion, seem to be standing. You can't really make out any facial features or anything, but there's a lot of sort of segments of brick over them, as there's just like this long cloak over this statue that sort of just falls into more stone outward like that, almost in a sort of mountain-like fashion that peaks into the upper body of this creature who's standing there like they're the most beautiful thing in the fucking world. It looks old and worn, and you can't make out a lot of details from here. But after sort of looking around, the most noticeable thing is at the base of the statue, you see this sort of raised platform. And sitting on it is this large creature with a sickly grey skin that almost blends in with the stone behind it. You see one of its meaty hands is holding one of those stone humanoid statues as it seems to stand up and reach for another one close to it. You
Oh no.
Nay!
No.
Always. Welcome to the
Every
stream
time.
where every time our DM tells us something exciting, it's when he DCs.
Crashes.
And we love it. Yeah. He told me before I have the best internet here, and he's a liar.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I can't believe the DM lied before and way before. And yeah, I'm sorry. I should have asked for consent before strangling my chick. I'm sorry. Yeah, right.
Absolutely. He's always extremely dramatic.
Yeah.
Welcome
Hello.
back.
Hello.
Hi. It's every time I'm just going hard, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm like going for it. I see all these images in my head and they're beautiful, sculpting these things, and then I look back and everybody's frozen. I like pause for dramatic applause, and I'm like, and nothing happens. It's great. It's my fucking favorite.
Your
Sorry,
drama.
where did I get up to before I
Eh,
cut out?
The creature was holding one of the statues thingy.
They're reaching for another one.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So as it begins to stand up and begins to reach for this other statue close by, you now see in full sight this like swollen, bloated, giant-like body, reaching close to maybe 17 feet tall or so. It's hard to tell from this distance. Its chubby face seems to turn towards you, and you see, facing in your direction, the source of the glow, where its eyes should be. There is instead this large gem glowing orange that's sunken into its head. It seems to grab another statue and starts to play with the two of them like dolls, almost, sort of like cracking them together and playing around and mumbling to itself in the distance. It seems to echo through the cavern. And it's about this point that you hear Grin say, sorry, oh my god. You hear Twigs say,
Ow.
what did you say, Twigs?
My feelings are hurt.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Oh.
But Twigs, what did you say? What did you shout down to them earlier?
Do you see anything, Dinders?
Quiet.
That echoes through the cavern as the orange eye looks up towards you guys, facing directly at you. And now I will bring you back to this map that I accidentally spoiled. Here, as you guys are standing more like here, and you are currently 80 you are currently 70 feet high above Twigs, as this orange gem seems to look at you guys. And what do you guys do?
Can I just quickly just go underwater? Just drop.
Sure.
Just drop.
You just drop.
Yeah.
Full thing. What do you do?
Me? 14?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna take a step forward and take his battle axe out and stand like defying. Is this the guy
Okay.
we're supposed to beat up?
And I'm hoisting my way down as quickly as possible.
And you
You're
kind of
looking,
come down.
you're looking towards me. I'm just underwater.
The fuck?
Fantastic. Axel is currently underwater. Twigs, you're about halfway down, where you're now at the top of the cavern ceiling and can see what's happening. As Forthane, you're kind of moving out of the water now, axe in hand, that's starting to freeze over slightly. As now this orange gem of an eye seems to stare directly at you, as you hear this booming voice roar out through the cavern as it's holding these two statues in either hand as it goes, "Yay, pretty toys!" And that's where we'll take a break.
That is not what I was expecting.
Pretty toys.
The fuck?
Yes! But yeah, we will come back after we break, where we can roll some initiative, baby.
And I think we missed our opportunity with the matching croc handbags.
I mean, the crocs
I
are still
think-
up there. The crack crocs.
It's not crack crocs, it's salt crocs.
Salty crack
Yeah.
crocs.
Salty crack crocs. Jesus Christ, that was a mouthful to say.
Salty crack crocs.
Crackety crack crocs.
Hello, sorry, I broke up. I lost everyone for a sec. What's up,
You break up with us?
No.
guys? It's over.
Don't leave us,
I've got another party.
No!
you traitor.
I've got another party, and they're twice the party you are. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Ouch.
Alright,
Um,
everyone watching the stream, we'll be right back.
See you in a bit.
see you in a bit. We love you. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. See you in a sec. Mwah.
He did, but he's refreshing now.
Hey.
There we go. Sorry for that super long break.
But we're back in action. I hope you guys made some tea or coffee or just had some water or did whatever you did in that little bit of relaxation. But welcome back.
Like the Aussies say, drink water or you will die.
Classic Aussie phrase there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ryan at work said that, and I'm like, okay, if that's a saying, sure.
Sure. We'll take it as a saying. Regardless, welcome back to this this chaos, this cavern that has just unfolded. I don't need to give you a recap. You already know what's up. If you don't, you'll have to go back and watch us on YouTube. So, 14, Twigs, Axel, I need you to roll initiative.
Really? Am I gonna roll anything differently for my initiative? I'm gonna change dice.
All right. 14, what'd you get?
13.
13. Axel Reyes.
11.
11. Twigs.
9.
9. Okay.
It was different, to be fair, but
It was different. Very close, but pretty much different. So, as Twigs, you're climbing down this rope. Axel, you've hidden yourself underwater, and 14, in full fashion, you have just begun to approach with your axe beginning to freeze at its side. Top of the round with this large, bloated grey giant with this shining orange gem in front. 14, you're up.
Yes. I'm first. Okay.
Yes, you are. You act
14's
surprised if you're
gonna-
not always first.
I mean, I rolled pretty low, so.
And
Yeah,
what,
still first.
and what did he say when he saw us? He was like, "Oh, toys."
Pretty much. When this big creature began to stand and grab the other toy and finish playing with them like dolls, as 14 began to approach, and this creature looks up, and you see this orange glowing gem in the center of its face stare at you. You see a noticeable, almost childlike grin go over its face as the excitement seems to plump up as it shoots as it goes, "Yay, pretty toys!"
Okay, so 14 is going to actually stand his ground and hold his action to attack as soon as this giant comes within like these two statues that are like here and here.
Okay, you're holding in a ranged attack?
No, so I'll move forward to here.
Okay.
And just gonna hold my battle axe and hold two-handed attack.
Cool. Sounds good. Stand there and hold your attack. That's end of your turn then.
Yes.
Axel, you didn't hear any of that because you were underwater.
Yeah.
There was sort of like, no, you didn't hear much. There's a vibration of sound that passed through the cavern, and that's about it. But you're currently still submerged. What would you like to do?
I'll raise up from the water and just go onto land.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll look at this giant, and I'll cast a message.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, "Hey, B-boy, we come in peace."
Okay, roll a persuasion check for me.
Woo! That's 29.
Holy moly.
Holy shit.
Hey, battle's over.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Twigs, what you doing? You're currently about 35 feet high, holding onto the rope.
I will go down 30 feet, use my action to dash.
Mm-hmm.
I get down there, which means I have 25 feet more movement.
I mean, you can like drop the last 5 feet as a free action, so you can have 30 feet on the ground.
Okay, cool.
But
can I get
that
a meaning for
was up to thigh height on them. How tall are you?
Oh, I'm short as shit.
Above average, actually.
Oh yeah, I'm well below average.
So pretty much the up until about that square there. Unfortunately, it's a half movement because you are trudging through the water.
30.
Yeah, so you can get about there.
Okay, and I just want a meaning for my chick.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Ooh, do.
I think I still have him. I have him for an hour. Maybe he's gone.
No, he'll still be there. I would say, when did you bring him up? And then you took a while to get in the first thing. You've probably still got another like 30 minutes or so with him.
Okay, cool.
Let me just give you a little bit of control. Alright, that is all yours.
And he stays next to me, moving with me, and then he clenches his cheeks like he's about to pop an egg, and then he actually pops, and I pop up 15 feet up there, and that's the end of my go.
Okay. Explodes into another ball of flame that appears in front of you, Axel, as Twigs just bursts in this ball of fire with this chicken, who almost like puffs with a sigh of relief.
Oh, free item interaction. I want to hold up the mirror.
You're going to hold up the mirror? Sure thing.
And hide my face behind it.
You hide your face behind the mirror. Fantastic.
I see stone people, and I'm not a fan.
That is going to bring us to our creature. Who is going to look at you, Axel. He's going to go... You hear that booming voice again. What's his piece? It is going to approach, not aggressively. Its full movement. Not aggressively because that is persuasion check. Now you do have that opportunity. Wait, where was he? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Kind of gets one more about there. You do have that opportunity if you would like 14. Well, nah, 14. You're holding an attack, and you have no idea what Axel said.
True. Yeah, I will. I guess I will swing at its. Well, I'm not really within range. Am I here?
Technically, like the square, the space that it takes into account, because it's kind of like 3 by 3, so it's sort of like that's the end of its token to there. It sort of encompasses that whole space. It's just the position that it's standing in, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So you are in range.
Okay, then yeah, I will definitely swing full force.
All right, roll to hit.
That's a 23 to hit.
23. Oh damn! Let's go. Let's roll some damage, baby.
Yep, boy. Oh, great! Yeah, that's 4. That's minimum damage 4.
Oof. Okay.
Oh, that's rough.
4 points of damage as you swing with the axe two-handed and manage to crack it in the side of the leg. It kind of gets hit a little bit.
Can I use my extra attack with this? No, right?
Yeah, is an extra attack part of the attack action?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're holding the attack action.
Yes.
So I might be wrong. I might be wrong here in regard to the rules, but I would say yes.
Okay.
And I will.
Because you're right, it's a part of the
Another
attack action.
23.
All right,
hit.
that hits again.
Much better. That's 12 slashing.
Okay, 12 slashing damage. Beautiful. That's going to continue with its turn. So now that you've swung twice and hit it, it averts its gaze from you, Axel, and looks down at you, 14, with this glowing orange gem. And goes, "Ugh!" And the statue that it's holding in its hand, it's just going to swing like a club at you, 14. Not liking the hit. That's a natural 20. That's
Oh,
3
Lord.
for a 29.
Yeah, that hit. Oh, for 29. Holy moly. Okay.
Yeah. What dice am I using? Oof. Oof. Math. That is 16 points of bludgeoning damage
Cool.
as it cracks you across with the stone, nearly breaking it on the impact. And as that kind of swings to the side, knocking you to the down, it's going to bring the other stone statue in its hand and hit you again.
Yeah.
That's going to be 17 to hit.
Just hits.
Just hits. Wow, nowhere near as good. That is 14. But it's still pretty good, actually. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't... My bad. I didn't double the last one. My bad. Sorry, that was... let me take that back.
32.
What did I say that was?
It was 16.
Earlier? 16. So that's 26.
16
points
times
for the-
2 is not... Oh, right.
It's the dice.
Yeah.
26 points of bludgeoning damage for the first hit, and 14 points for the second hit.
Okay. 26 plus 14.
As that first one almost smacks you to the ground before you have a moment to look up, and that second statue comes across, actually breaking. Actually, no, the first statue, the crit, breaks across you, scattering that into stone, losing one of its statues, and the second one then cracks you one more time. That is going to end its go. And that is going to bring us to 14's turn.
Yeah, right. A bit stunned from this hit, he's gonna recompose himself and fucking kind of run to the side of him here
Yeah,
and swing.
beautiful. And before,
attacks.
as you kind of run two-handed with the axe, you say?
Yeah, 2 attacks with
Yeah.
the axe.
You kind of go off to the side with the axe, and as you go and swing, you look at this creature, and this orange eye almost seems to capture your attention significantly as it begins to glow even more and more, blackening out the village around you. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Constitution saving.
Yeah.
PTSD.
10.
10. Cool. I just check something really quick.
Oh dear Lord.
I don't like when Brandon laughs.
I don't like
Why?
that. To be honest.
I'm a very fun DM. We have light-hearted games with me.
I just want to make
okay.
a friend.
Good to know. You'd like to hit?
Yes. 2
Beautiful, roll to hit.
attacks. Oh, that is awful. That's a 10 and a 13 to hit.
They both miss. As you swing the first time and you sort of kind of just scrape off the skin a bit, you bring it around and swing the second time, and it's weird. You feel like your body is a little bit slower as it comes around, and it just sort of hits him with no damage, and you sort of think, wow, like, man, I wish I could rage. But as you look down at your arms, you notice a very similar sensation from quite a while ago, back in a lost city,
Oh, no.
as parts of your body are slowly beginning to turn to stone.
Oh, holy shit. Okay.
Holy shit, indeed.
As a bonus action, I'm gonna use this
Yep.
key point to do a flurry of blows.
All right, let's go.
So the 2 attacks there.
Yep.
Yeah, much better. That's 19 and 26 to hit.
They both hit.
Fantastic. And that is 8 and 7. That's 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
15 points of bludgeoning damage. Cool.
And as part of as my subclass, I get the free disengage.
Beautiful.
And I still have 7 squares of movement. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put myself behind this rock here
Cool.
and ascertain the situation.
Perfect. You kind of do those last attacks and then manage to just sort of roll out of the way before darting around and hiding behind that rock as you have a moment, axe in one hand, to see the metal armor slowly beginning to petrify. That's going to end your turn.
Yes.
Axarias, you're up.
I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna shout, "Stop fighting! We're all friends here. You know what a friend is, right, big boy?" And I'm just gonna start playing a little lullaby. Just
Okay, roll a persuasion check with advantage because of the previous roll. They seem to be quite friendly towards you, and a little lullaby as well. There's a little nice little touch on top. So I'll do another persuasion check with advantage to convince something that he maybe understands.
natural 20 on the first one
Oh,
for 32.
Jesus.
oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Okay, good to know. We will see what happens.
That's all I'm gonna do.
Beautiful. End of Axel's go. That's going to bring us to Twigs.
I will hold a 4th level spell. Oh, dangling over the big boy. I'm just prepared to cast a 4th level spell.
Okay, what spell are you holding?
Confusion.
Confusion. Good to know.
Nice.
Okay. That
In case shit
is-
goes down and he seems hostile.
Okay. That is going to bring us to our enemy here, who is going to look over at you, Axel. And is gonna. You see this very. You don't need a confusion spell. There's already confused look on this creature's face as it looks over at you, and then looks over at the rock where 14 ran, and then looks back at you, Axel, and goes, "But he hit me." And then is going to pick up the fallen one of the other statues that was right there, and is just going to presumably hold an action.
Ooh.
Oh, there's a lot of holding.
It's a Mexican standoff.
That's a Mexican standoff indeed. That is going to end this creature's turn. That will bring us to the top of the round. 14. Oh, 14. Can you roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yes. Ah, la la. Oh, 7.
I love how I'm reading this as if I don't already know what it says. 14. There's a moment where you sort of look this as the stone is begin growing up over you and taking over this part of your body before you turn around and go. You just think to yourself, not again, before your consciousness fades. And that's all you know, and no one else knows anything either.
Yep, I'm just behind the rock over there.
Yeah, or part of the rock, who knows?
Or part of the rock, who knows?
Who knows? 14, that's going to end your turn.
Sure.
Axel,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
And he said, "Oh, they hit me."
Yeah, he's this big creature is looking confused, a little bit upset, and it's now like talking to a parent after you've said stop fighting to the kids, and was like, well, he started it, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and is sort of just waiting to see what happens.
I look at him and I'll be like, yes, he did something wrong. But we have to forgive each other, right? We have to be kind.
You rolled a natural 20 last turn. I'm not gonna negate that. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Axel?
No, I'll just keep playing my guitar.
Keep
Just-
playing the soft tune.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Twigs.
Well, he hasn't done anything hostile, so I won't release the spell. I'm waiting for it to hear out what's happening.
The Mexican
Okay.
standoff.
And now I'm going
Totally
to
the
check off that
Mexican-
spell.
It's totally a Mexican standoff right now. That's cool. Okay, so you still stay there like that? Just waiting to see?
He will slowly walk to the side. Both him and Mordecai is going to slowly walk sideways.
Okay.
3, 1, 2, 3. Half movement. Because
Cool.
it's slow.
So you just slowly walk to the side. Spell kind of prepared. There's a slight glow coming from the stone, the egg that's falling from your chest.
I lost the spell. I cannot keep holding it for multiple turns.
Unfortunately not. So
check
you
that
lose
down.
the spell and the spell stop.
But I'm not readying another one.
Cool.
I'm holding my action to hold up the mirror to my face in case he does something shady.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. That's going to bring us to our creature, whose demeanor is going to calm slightly. In fact, I'm going to just pull this back for the sake of what's happening. Fucking bards. Demeanor is going to slow down slightly as sorry, I'll pull that into there. As this creature, looking confused, holding two of these statues, goes, I've never had a friend. And it's just gonna go, do that, my toys, and it's gonna walk towards you, Axel.
Yeah.
Probably full movement. It doesn't really have any boundaries. It's gonna come right up next to you. And it's just going to stand a little bit, maybe more like here, and stand a little bit away from you.
Yeah.
And it's just going to show, the two statues to you.
And I look at him and I'm like, did you make those yourself?
Yes.
They're very nice.
I'm going to say we're probably out of initiative order for the moment. Sorry, Axel. I just need to recap on something. Did you just say you look at him?
Yes. I looked at him.
And as you do, as he goes, yes, I meant this myself, the orange glow of the gem takes over the image of those two stones, as that's all you can sort of see. And I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Hey guys, anybody who's in the chat, have you ever seen a DM turn their entire party to stone? Because you're about to.
Okay. Constitution saving throw. Good God.
And the Dundon Daddy disappears.
Yeah.
As the drama man he is.
Classic.
So I make it.
Yeah, you did. You rolled so well that he DC'd and we won. We won D&D.
We won D&D. Yes.
Come on, Daddy.
Got this.
Nat 20 again?
Damn, son.
Well, he's
Good
rolling
job.
a nat once on getting in.
Yeah.
The most
Hello?
exciting
Hello?
DC ever, indeed.
Hi, sorry, Willie and Oliver, can I get a real quick refresh?
Yeah.
Why? I'm just gonna kill you if you join. No, I'm kidding. It's not that bad.
This is the kind of
God,
DM that we have.
that's over dramatic. That's really over dramatic. I'm not that bad.
All right.
And we're back.
Just wait for.
He saw a mirror and thought that might be a solution to shit.
All right, who's here?
Okay, let's go.
We're back. Technical difficulties. Turns out all of our cameras turned to stone.
Yeah, and so does I, because I rolled a 10.
A 10 is what you need.
What I need to
Did you
turn
see
to
again?
stone?
Yes, I believe. Wait, sorry. Hold up. I might actually be lying to you.
Hello?
No, yeah. Actually, I am lying to you. You
Okay.
notice as your dragon blue scales, from looking there, do slowly begin to sort of turn off to stone. Ever so slowly.
I look down and I'm like, what did you do? I thought we were friends.
Wait, we are friends. No. And they sort of begin to come closer to you. Sort of approaching you. I don't know. Do you just stand there?
Yeah. I kinda, I back off just a little bit and be like, but what did you do to me? I just kinda look sad, with a sad like tone in my voice.
What would you like to?
Can
What
can
would
I
you
do
like to roll for this?
can I do like
Persuasion?
a guilt trip roll or something?
Yeah, this is totally a guilt trip. It's somewhere in between, like, there's no gaslight kind of fucking roll, but it's somewhere between persuasion and deception.
Yeah, I got
So
I got
I'm
I got
gonna
the, I
say
got the
you
same
choose.
proficiency on both, so
There we go. So roll the equivalent of those. We're gonna guilt roll, guys. Welcome to D&D with the first ever fucking guilt roll.
that's not super good, but it's gonna be good. 19.
19. Damn, mate, bro, that charisma is nuts. Fuck me. Okay. He kind of like, no, into the minute, we can't be friends. And he kind of like is gonna keep kind of following you around. Twigs, what are you doing?
I'm slowly sneaking away. I'm looking under the mirror towards Axel's like, what the fuck? And he's turning around and slowly backing off. Like he does not exist.
Also, you kind of start to edge around the rock. Yeah, you just go to about there.
I mean, I will keep on going, but
yeah. Eventually, if you do, you will eventually crest around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're there at the moment, but yeah. Axel,
I'll just take a step back and be like,
beautiful. And as you do, I would love you to roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
oh god.
Wow. What'd you roll?
An 8.
An 8. As you're behind the mirror watching Axel, as you're kind of like, what the fuck? You watch as Axel goes back and is like, and just begins to solidify into stone.
The last thing I say to him, and because I'm feeling myself turn to stone, like, why?
This poor,
ruthless
dumb creature is like heartbroken. If this crystal could cry, it would. Okay, Axel, you begin to solidify and lose consciousness.
Yeah.
Twigs, you come around the corner to see 14 currently looking down, holding their one axe, staring at the other hand as a statue of stone.
I will try to cast Dispel Magic, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work.
You reach over and try to cast Dispel Magic, but it's a little too late for that.
Well, fuck.
Twigs. You hear echoing through the cavern the anger begin to build within this creature as it goes, no, you're my friend, and sort of begins to stomp around. It starts kicking. I mean, these statues are actually already gone. It starts kicking over this statue, crumbling it into the wall before it sort of jumps and splashes into the water, grabbing this other one and sort of throws it. It goes over the rock that you're behind and smashes into the wall behind you as it turns around and eventually kind of starts running over to about here before it stops and turns and starts staring at Axel as it slumps down to the ground and sits there before going, no. Starts to breathe a bit. It moves over and it's going to pick up this statue and it goes, no, you're my friend, and then it smacks itself in the crystal with the statue, and again and again, and it just continues to pummel its own crystal.
Oh, snap.
And 1 smack, 2 smack, 3 smack, it starts to crack. You watch as there's a flash of that orange that flickers through the cavern before it goes down, and you can't really see what's happening, but you hear that crack again And one more time before you hear the shattering of glass before as it falls, and you hear the scream as boom, this loud thumping sound comes from the other side of the rock. Comes from the other side of the rock.
I want to go over and peek. What just happened?
You missed the heart of it. I mean, depends. When did you peek? Right.
When I heard something crack and a big thump.
So, yeah, you sort of come and peek around the corner right as you hear the thump, and you see this giant kind of fall back onto its ass. It kind of like lands and kind of falls back for a sec, and you see where that crystal was is just a shattering of these leftover shards of glass that are just wedged into the flesh of its face, with a scattering of crystal all over the ground in front of it. As it sort of sits there dazed and sort of like screaming out and or moaning in pain, half on the ground. As 14 and Axel, the cavern around you almost begins to come back as Twigs, you have a moment to watch as the stones falls off of 14 in front of you. As 14, you and Axel as well regain consciousness as the stone falls down. As this giant, now almost featureless, bleeding from the face, is just sitting on the ground, completely out of it. The crystal shattered, the magic from it broken. And Axel, you do notice over here another creature, another humanoid, seems to have a layer of stone that sheds away from them as a female halfling. Yeah, as a female halfling begins to grab her consciousness back as she looks around confused. And you see her, she's sort of middle-aged. There's these streaks of grey that seem to pass through her hair, her sort of dark salt and pepper hair that is kind of short up the front, but then sort of you can see this long bun that's tied in the back, sort of like she's got like this long mullet that's been tied up. Wearing sort of this light cloth clothing with cloth clothing, tongue twisters, and half sort of submerged in water up to about her chest, torso area. As she begins to start to look around, you do notice this giant creature is still very much alive.
I look at the halfling and I just, it's okay.
What is happening? And she looks at the giant. She goes, oh, and then she looks around and well, actually, there are no other statues left. As she looks around and, who are you?
I'm Axel.
What the fuck does that mean to me? Whoa! Where are my friends? We need to kill this thing. No!
He got us out of this.
I saw him. He turned my friends to stone.
Yeah. But it was the crystal in his head, not him. He's just...
Roll a persuasion check.
While he's doing this, I want to slowly, with the mirror in my face, walk over to the giant thing. And wait, I want to cast something.
25.
Kill him. I will slowly walk over, be like, yeah, right, good job, mate. And I will cast Cure Wounds on him.
Aww.
Oh, that's super sweet.
You did right by me.
If you could, yeah, how much, roll some healing for the giant.
Let's see. Ooh, max roll, bitch.
Damn, he needs
And
it.
so he got 13 health back.
Wow, okay. As you turn around and say good job, he kind of, and then feels the rush of life that passes back into him as he goes, thank you.
Yeah, you're right in my book.
Where are you? He starts reaching out and sort of
I
swinging.
will back off.
You have enough time to back off. You can now very obviously see this giant creature is absolutely blind. As in, are you my friend?
Yes.
Where's my friend?
Yeah, I am one of your friends. You have more friends
The
now.
blue one, the one with the pretty sounds.
I am the purple one.
What's purple?
It's nice.
Oh, okay.
I'm cute and small.
It's so dark.
It's alright, we'll help you.
And this halfling is just like, is a bit like starting to calm down. Is starting, especially with that persuasion check, is starting to realize that things are maybe a little more under control, and she's starting to slow down a bit. As she sort of looks and like gestures to you like, what the fuck? Before looking back at you and going, my friends are dead, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't know how long you've been turned to stone or anything.
Well, what year is it?
What year is it?
Yeah, what year is it?
It's
The year is 1232.
12. It's 1232.
And you watch as her expression just fucking drops. Like ice cold. She steps out of the water. She just, like, after that, it's a blank stare right through you. She just steps out of the water, ends up going to a bit of dry land, and just falls on her ass.
What
And
year?
she just,
What year are you from?
she doesn't answer you as she begins to almost hyperventilate before she just bursts out into tears. 14. Hello, what are you doing?
Yeah, Fothin is just like staring at his hands and battle axe, and he's just like, I can't believe I let this happen again. And he's actually gonna turn towards the rock, this one, and punch it as hard as he can.
Yeah, easy hit. I mean, I'm not gonna do damage or anything, but you just start cracking into the rock.
Out
As
of sheer frustration.
and it just begins. It's slightly. Do you just punch it once?
No, numerous times.
And Twigs, you have a moment to turn around and see 14 just hammering into this rock. Punch, 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 as the rock just.
I mean, I would have made sure that there was no danger first.
Yeah, and this is sort of happening round about now in the sequence of things. You've started to feel out the situation. You can understand that, you're back. The giant's seemingly lost. Yeah, you notice that there's not too much danger, and now you just start hammering in. And like the scar from a 3-point landing of a superhero in the concrete in the ground. That's what you see, Twigs, just left in the rock as he just keeps punching and pummeling, just shattering shard after shard off of it. It's a huge sturdy rock.
As he's doing that, I'm casting Mold Earth on that rock.
Are you fixing the rock while I'm destroying it?
No, I can cause shapes, colors, or both appear. So I'm gonna make it look like it starts bleeding.
Oh, you are,
Oh, wow.
wow, you are dark, bro. Okay, so you can make colors and shapes appear. So you can't make a liquid appear. Would you like to
No.
just almost begin to start to stain it with
Yeah.
red as it almost like begins to
In
splatter
the
out
cracks,
more
it
and
looks like it's
stain?
blood.
And 14 in a you've never dreamt before 14, right?
No.
But
Well, no. I don't think so.
no, you haven't. But this is the closest thing to a fucking nightmare, as as it just the rock begins to bleed. How does 14 react to that, though? That's my question.
I think with everything that's going on top of the craving that he's been feeling for quite a bit now, he will actually kind of feel like bloodlust and go even harder just to take out even more frustration.
And you just keep
Like
pummeling.
it's like it seems like it's actually damaging the rock, like it's hurting, and he just wants to
kill the rock.
hurt something.
Yeah.
That's even possible.
Twigs, do you just keep making it more and more?
Fuck yeah.
Wow. Okay. I feel like Twigs
Like
is a
his
great.
eyes turn red.
Yeah, you go into battle mode. Yeah, you see that there's a reflection of the red that's kind of beaming off of the rock in the close proximity Twigs as you see the full, I guess, killing mode of this Warforged. Something that you've seen in Warforged before, but not like this. The difference is here, at least from an outside perspective, Twigs, is the Warforged that you've seen almost like mindlessly and ruthlessly kill, where what you see here is anger and pain.
Damn. You got some
How
fucking
much
issues.
can I break this rock?
Sorry?
How much can I like shatter this rock?
This is a
Like,
big.
how long would it take to be? Yeah.
I mean, this is a big, sturdy rock. Like for you with your fist if you're trying to carve it in half, if you're trying to split this rock, this is like sorry, who was the guy burdened to push the rock up the hill? You know what I mean? It's like the everlasting hill. Like it would take a very long
The
time.
Greek god.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's I actually think it's one of Dante's levels of hell, where you're burdened to eternally push a rock up of a never-ending mountain.
Like
Regardless.
levels or something.
Yeah, regardless.
Regardless,
You
I'm
are
only
doing-
gonna keep on doing this until he chips off enough stone so it's entirely red and looks like blood. And then
and he
Twist
chips
is
off
gonna
a
get
lot.
then Twist is gonna get tired of it and be like, "You have some fucking issues, mate." And you will hear and it smells like a skunk when I cast Druidcraft.
Holy fuck, this dude is fucking with you. 14, you chip off a huge amount of the rock. There is like a real large indent as this is just shattering out. That's just centered around where your fist is going, like a meteor strike that has hit the earth. As this as this rock has just turned to pure red. You don't even know what you're punching anymore before Twigs turns around and says that.
And hearing a voice like kind of zones, like snaps me back into the present. And I'm just gonna stand there, fist clenched, looking at the mess that I just made.
14, what are your damage die for your unarmed attacks?
D6s.
Cool. Roll 3 of those for me.
Nice, I have 3 D6s. Do you want the total or
Total, yes, please.
individual? 11.
11. You suffer 11 points of self-inflicted damage
Holy moly. Okay.
as you just crack, as you can. That's pretty much just stemmed through, and one of your arms, your right arm and your right fist, is almost like in tatters. As you snap back to and grin, you turn around to see Twigs, not Grin. I'm so sorry. It's in 2 years, man. 2 years.
I don't know if he's laughing or crying right now.
Fuck me. Guys, honestly, I find it hard to remember your real names. Like, it's easier to call you at this point, like, you're 14, Twigs, and Axel to me.
I'm not even Twigs to you. I'm just a dead
apparently
man.
not. I'm confused, okay? Leave me alone. Do you see what you just did to my monster? What the fuck? Anyway, as you bring yourself back to 14, you turn to see Twigs walking away, and you smell a filthy fucking deterrent of a smell that just permeates.
We have a fucking job to do.
That's kind of how 14 feels, to be fair.
A fart?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 14, as you feel like a skunk's ass.
I guess I'll back here and I guess approach.
And you come around now and you see the
Actually,
giant just sitting there.
No, actually, I'm gonna go this way because fuck that guy.
Regardless, you go around that way, and the giant's still there going, "Where's the music? The pretty sounds."
I'm gonna start playing same soft tunes.
Oh. And it just kind of slumps over. It's actually kind of sad. This now blind creature is just sort of sitting there, just listening to the music.
And at the same time, I'm gonna approach the halfling.
And you do. And she is still, she's not like weeping so much anymore. As that sort of fizzled out, but you see her eyes are swollen, they're bright red as the tears come down, and she is just in shock. You know, she is, yeah, just like ice cold.
I'll be like, hey, how we holding up?
She kind of looks at you with this sort of like, she turns to you and goes, what the fuck do you think?
I was just trying to be nice. So, when are you from?
It was the summer solstice, right when I left. The summer solstice of 998. Sorry. Yeah, 998.
Yeah. Sorry. A lot has happened in the world on that time.
Yeah, no shit. What the fuck are you guys doing here anyway?
Yeah, we got sent here to like explore. I actually think Twigs has a better answer. We were just supposed to protect him.
Okay. Are you... Can you help me get out of here?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. She's like broken. I mean, imagine if you woke up 200 years later and all your friends are dead and you're still in the cabin and you're... You know, it's a fucked up situation.
It's a
in fact, as you, 14, come around the corner, she's like, what the fuck is that?
This is 14.
And that wave.
She just kind of waves a bit back. And what was your name again, Dragonborn?
My name is Axel.
Nice. Well, that's nice to meet you, Axel.
What's your name?
Well, my friends used to call me Brett.
Brett?
Yeah, Brett.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Brett.
Yeah. Are you leaving now?
Yeah, we just need to check what we came here to do. If you just
Working
wanna
this?
stay here, take a breath. Well, we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Okay. She just kind of sits down. And as you begin to walk away, she's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
do you have any tobacco or anything to
Uh,
smoke?"
I'll be like, Twigs,
Yeah.
you got any tobacco?
Don't you have a fucking job to do?
Can I get some tobacco, please?
For you or someone else?
For a lady who's been a stone for 200 years. Brit.
Yeah, alright. I'll fix one for her. She'll need this, and I will take my finest, dankest shit.
Oh, yes. Yes, we love the fighters dank as shit.
Yeah, she'll need that.
And I will walk over there. I will roll it up on the way. I will sit down in front of her. Hello,
Hi.
my name's Twigs, and there's only one way you're gonna smoke this with me, right?
She's gonna punch you in the face
Immediately.
immediately.
What kind of thank you is that? We haven't even started smoking yet. And I will take a big pull and I will slap her in the face too.
And she just takes it and sort of gestures
And then I will pass it
for it
over.
back. She takes a pretty decent drag before.
Yeah,
She
that's
kinda,
good. You need that.
She took it pretty well before she just mutters under her breath, "Fucking Dankwoods."
You're fucking dank. How the fuck do you know about the Dankwood?
What do you mean, how do I know about Dankwoods? You guys are everywhere.
What? Are we?
Yeah. Hell, you guys run half of Uclaw. Oh, wow. You ran half of Uclaw.
Yeah, I can tell you not anymore.
Hmm.
There's only a
Probably
few
'cause
left
of
of us
this.
now. Fuck you. I'll take it back and I'll walk away.
She's fucking dead.
Put it in my mouth. I will slap. I will punch 14 in the knee as I go back and start looking for her.
Holy shit.
I will punch him in the knee and I will slap the shit out of Mordecai. You know that video where he just slaps everyone on the way? It's like one of those moments, just walking past 14, dunk. Walking
Perfect.
past Mordecai, dunk.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So, what are you guys doing?
I will start searching the crypt for whatever we're looking for. Anything that resembles, and try to find the history in here. If there is any
Okay.
tablet or if there's any, I'm trying to find something where those things was that the prophecy that we're looking for.
I'll go up to Twigs and I'm like, so, what are we looking for?
Looking for history. Oh, are we looking for tablet? Are we looking for anything in particular, or we're just trying to find information?
You're trying to find the rest of the prophecy.
Okay. Information.
I mean, you got Brit.
You can talk to her. She's a cunt.
Whoa.
Great.
Ha!
You hear in the distance.
Are you trying
You're
to
a
offend me?
fucking cunt.
Are you trying to offend me, Brandon? This is the third time you called me grinning.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That
He
one
didn't
I
even
didn't even
realize.
notice. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. Just ignore it. Back into it. Twigs.
I don't
Twigs,
even know who
Twigs.
the fuck this grin guy is, right?
Why is he in my head? No.
Sounds like a fucking cunt to me.
You watch as a black
say that
cloaked
out loud.
abomination of multiple creatures comes. No, kidding.
I'll look at Twigs and I'll be like, yeah, go your search. I'll talk to her.
Definitely. I will start looking.
Okay. It's a pretty low DC, I'm not going to lie, but please make an investigation or perception check based off how you're looking.
Based off how I'm looking?
Well, are you just
I'm
like
looking-
standing still and
I'm
looking with
looking
your eyes, or
great.
are you fucking right in there?
I'm looking great. I'm looking all fine and dandy compared to these guys who turned to stone. Nah, I'm just joking.
That's literally what's going through Twigs' head at the moment.
I'm eyeing the place up and trying to see if I can find any tablet or anything that looks like it could maintain any information.
Okay. That
Would
would
that
be
be
a perception
perception?
check. Yeah.
Perfect. So that is a 14.
And with a 14, your eyes are pretty quickly drawn to the 20-foot statue on one side of the room of that great, seemingly, creature that seems to be posing, that almost forms back down into the mountain at the base of the statue that seems to have that raised platform in front of it.
I will go over there and check it out.
And as you head over there, you start to see more of the detail. Roll a... what would this be? Would this be a history, or would this be a... This would be a history check. Roll a history check for me.
History or...
If I think about it, I would say you can either roll history or history.
Okay, I'll take history then. Perfect. That's
Go
a
on.
17.
Yeah, nice, not too bad. With a 17, you do recognize the structure of this creature's body, the almost tablet or how would you put it, like stone slab like shoulders that doesn't look like armor. It's almost like in a way that's formed into muscle. And the same with the sort of the design of the pectorials and the abs and everything. The way the face is there, all stoically, very squared off, no hair. You recognize that this is a statue of a deo.
Mm-hmm.
Which of course you know what a deo is, being in connection with the elements and everything.
Everyone knows the deal.
Everyone knows the deo. But this one seems to be very this looks like the Deo of Deos, like the way the statue is representing it, essentially. As you do get closer, you do see this raised platform has... sorry. Should probably get my book up. You do see this raised circular platform on the floor has a bunch of script on it, very basic looking script that you don't recognize. You can roll another history check for me to get a little idea of it, if you want.
Yes.
Please go for it.
17.
17 again. You do recognize the rudimentary, strong, sharp, rigid shapes that it is essentially the very basic script of the very basic earthen script. And then you notice at the base of the statue there, that is the basic earthen script, and all of it seems to sort of right inward in the middle of that circle platform. And then you notice at the base of the statue there is a large plaque with druidic script written over it.
And what does the druidic say?
I will send it to you.
Okay.
So you have it. There you go. That's what it says. And part of this you have heard before, as it was spoken to you by Valera as the part they knew. And this seems to be the rest of it.
Yeah, right. Found the prophecy.
Alright, so what's this whole prophecy thing about? Is it like the end of the world or something?
Am I gonna read this entirely as Twigs?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, right. This plane will become the canvas of great power once more. Water will spew mud and stone. Fire will be fuel with sand, and the air will bring dust to the lungs of all. By the roots of the great Khan unify us with the natural order when we have lost. No, that we have lost.
I think it's which we have lost.
No. Whoever's talking to me doesn't say that. It says,
Well,
Great Khan unify us with the natural order we have lost.
Well.
So the mountains will cry no longer. After a life of water, I give myself to earth in death. May I rest as the mountain does, grounded and unmoving, with peace and power in earth. I am heavily dyslexic also.
And it's old Druidic, it's very basic. So as you're sort of reading this, you have to translate simple old Druidic to more modern Druidic and then to common. So, it kind of checks out.
So I look at Twigs and
I need to ask you something, Twigs.
You're right.
Where are you standing?
Where did the script? It was there.
The script
I'm standing as close as possible to be able to ascertain what it says.
So you're like here.
Is it something I could pick up?
No, it's
Okay.
like so it's not like a statue. You can't stand on it per se. It's not like a statue like how this one sort of looks with like stairs and a flat base. It curves down. It's like a mountain. It looks like a mountainside. So it sort of curves down and then just sort of like on the side of the mountain, it's just inscribed into it and almost like a square plaque.
Okay,
It's embedded into this statue. So you can't quite stand on it.
that makes a big
Probably more
difference
like
because
that.
as I'm reading it, I will sit down with my wooden shield and I will, with finger paint, write everything down onto my wooden shield.
Yeah, and when you read it out loud, you read it in common, right?
Yeah.
Would you have read it out loud? No, and the first time you would have you read it in your head and you're okay, cool. So now you recite it onto your shield.
Onto my shield, and I read it out loud for everyone to hear.
Beautiful.
I have to make a dex check to see if I die.
No.
Okay, cool.
No. You are okay.
You're right. So this is what we need. I hold up my wooden sign where all of that says in Druidic. It's not in common.
None of you understand that. You just see a bunch of like scrawlings.
Why? What have you done, Twigs?
I'll be writing down what it said, right?
So who's
We
the-
don't need. So
Who's this guy that rests on the mountain, whatever? Is it that guy? The big stone thing?
yeah.
And you hear who are you asking?
Twigs.
So I'm asking Twigs.
Twigs. You hear in the background as Brett turns out and goes, "That's the Great Khan."
Yeah, right. What she said. That's a great comp.
Is he good or bad?
I think he's a myth.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I guess it depends where you stand. But the one who rests in earth and death, apparently his tomb's around here somewhere.
All right. So we need to find that.
Well, I mean, we came here to find that, and look what happened to us.
Yeah, that big threat is gone. He just likes music.
He's our friend
It's
now.
still so dark.
I'm so sorry, friend.
I do believe you guys said you need a crew, and it looks like you found one.
A crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a
So-
loyal servant right there.
I mean, we found you as well.
We'll see about that, right? Depends on where I'm going.
I look at Brett and I'm like, so you don't have anywhere to go. We kind of need the like mates on the ship if you're interested. Just working, taking your mind off things.
Hmm.
Have a think about it.
She kind of, a little smirk creeps on her face before she just kind of nods a bit and then goes back to it. You notice now she sort of has gotten up and she's sort of inspecting the stone statues and the rubbles, which are all pretty much apart now. No, it's okay. Yeah, she's sort of inspecting the now just scattered stone of the ground.
Okay.
So what would you guys like to do? 14, the hell you doing?
14 is in the days. He kind of is hearing everything that's going on, but he's not really paying attention. He's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
And where are my drugs?
yeah. 14's just trying to get by.
Actually, he's gonna, yeah, he's just trying to survive. He's actually gonna be like, yo, are we done here, or do we like, have we found what we were looking for?
I mean, we found what we were looking for, but apparently there's a burial ground around here somewhere.
So there
Is that what we're looking at?
should be an opening somewhere, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe it's the same as like the opening upstairs.
Is there anything to twist in here?
Just those hips, baby.
Twist, twist
Can I
my
make a
arm, baby.
perception check to see if I see anything that's worth
Yeah,
twisting?
make a perception check. This will be investigation, sorry.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Nat 20 for 25.
That 20 for a 25 to see if there's anything that you can twist.
Except, I know I'm putting it in there after I roll, but except for Axel's nipples. I hope that's okay.
Well, there are Axel's nipples. There are also
definitely is.
Brit's nipples. There are also
I see you looking at me. I'm like,
there are also the giant's nipples.
14 doesn't have any nipples.
Yeah, there's nothing on 14. In fact, you're like, whoa, I'm not even going fucking close. Like, this dude will literally snap my fucking neck if I make one more joke. But there's nothing to twist. With a natural 20 on investigation, you do notice on either side of the statue, the left and right, there is like a slit about this tall, about this wide, on either side of the statue.
And when I put my hand into one of them,
Well, you eventually just get to stone, but I do need you to make a deck. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. You eventually sort of just get to stone. It's just like an empty slit.
I can only find 2 slits here. That's
what?
it.
What if this might be a long shot, but since magic and all that,
What's
and
magic?
you know,
I'm just kidding.
yeah, funny guy, above average funny.
Fuck you.
I love how Axel gets on Twig's nerve and Twigs gets on 14's nerve. It's quite good.
It's
Carry
not
on,
great.
sorry. Carry on.
What if you like say the whole prophecy in your weird druidic language, with like power and a punch?
Yeah, right. This plane will become the canvas of great Paul. And I will do the entire thing into it with my head into it.
You're yelling into the slit.
Yeah.
In which language?
In Druidic. Is
In
that even
Druidic.
What does druidic sound like? Just
I don't know, Twigs, what does Druidic sound like?
Oiski poiski lemonskoiski. Namaruski bolgonesa, por favor.
What?
it's just languages mixed matched together.
It's Italian, Spanish, it's everything.
It's an Elvish word there, an Orc word there.
I end with etagele metreje evebois.
And that's what Druidic sounds like.
It's canon. It's canon.
It's canon.
Etagele metreje evebois.
Perfect. Fantastic. Sounds exactly how I envisioned it. No, Druidic is ultimately is a descendant of primordial, right, as a language. It's up to your interpretation how it does. I gave Twigs the opportunity, and that's how it sounds now. As you recite it into that slit, nothing seems to happen. Do you say the whole thing?
I say the whole thing.
Axel, what's your passive perception?
It's 15.
With a 15 and your proximity, you do
19.
notice. Yeah, yours is pretty high as well. Okay, you both notice 14. What am I doing? You're over here. You just you do.
I would have been.
Okay, out of it over there. That's fine. That's fine. You both notice there's as soon as you finish saying it, there's sort of like a spark, a flash, a very slight sort of that seems to fade away straight away. That seems to come from the runic platforms. Sorry, the scriptures, the earthen runes. That is on the platform before almost just fizzling out.
I run up to the platform and I yell it there instead. On Druidic.
And as you, we'll move you over here. As you seem to stand in the middle there and begin to speak it in Druidic, you watch as every word you say, the inscrolling, the carving in front of that mountain as you almost read it from that plaque begins to light with every letter that you say in Druidic, phasing across one after the other with a white glow before reaching the end. Axel, you notice as this sort of gets close to the end that some of the rubble on the ground begins to shake and vibrate as it begins to lift up as you watch as the stone begins to come flying almost from the walls and from the ground into one of these slits, into the slit that you're looking at and the one on the other side, almost forming this patchworked stone lever that extends out on either side. And as you finish it, the text glows the same orange glow as the pretty much a similar orange glow to that giant's crystal. And the lever on either side glows orange also.
So I pull the levers.
Let's pull the levers.
As soon as you step off the platform, Twigs, the orange glow
Fast people,
stops,
For
and
fuck's sake.
the levers fall to the ground.
I will stand up here and you two pull the levers. I will yell that out one last time, right?
So, for the fourth time now, sorry, the
Wait,
third time in Druidic, and the first, and once in Common, you know this fucking prophecy off by heart now.
No, I don't. I still read word by word off of the big wooden plank that I'm holding.
And you still have troubles oh my god, you still have trouble translating it from the original primordial to the Druidic that it is now. But as you do it, that glow begins to start. And I will read the prophecy for you once more aloud, as you guys don't understand, but for the viewers at home, what is said in Druidic is this plane will become the canvas of great power once more. Water will spew mud and stone. Fire will be fueled with sand, and the air will bring dust to the lungs of all. May the roots of the great Khan unify us with the natural order we have lost, so the mountains will cry no longer. After a life of water, I give myself to earth and death. May I rest as the mountain does, grounded and unmoving, with peace and power and earth. And as this glows orange with it, at the end you watch as these two stone levers appear in these slits extending out, and an orange ring almost lights around them as there's almost a slight hum.
Alright, let's pull the lever. 3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
You pull it, and there's a rumble that sort of echoes through the chamber. You hear the creature before that rumble, or a grind that sounds like stone on stone, but at a much larger scale. The levers crumble to stone, falling to the ground, as those glowing words seem to just go dark, and then there's a silence that echoes through the cavern. Twigs. You feel a shift beneath your feet. And before you have a chance to look down, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. You called it.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Damn.
The rest of you look over to see that raised platform that he was standing on. Your new goblin, I guess, employer. That's the sort of relationship I get going on right now. That platform that he's standing on just collapses, caves in as he falls out of sight. Twigs, you fall into the darkness, not thumping into the ground, but 3-point fucking landing. Perfect. Agile like a cat. Taking no damage. And your eyes begin to adjust. The dark vision begins to kick in as you see yourself in this small room that's carved out of stone bricks, covered in algae and moss in front of you. No more than 20 feet away from you is a large tomb of old rock with the hilt of a large sword reaching out of it. But that isn't the concern. The thing that makes your stomach drop is the large humanoid that stands right in front of you. The tomb stands right in front of the tomb, I should say, adorned in splint armor. They either didn't notice your radical entry or just don't care, as they seem to reach out and grasp the hilt of the sword. And like a splinter from skin, they tear this huge sword from the tomb in just one solid motion. The blade seems to glisten like a red vial of blood before the tomb cracks. The room shakes as you see one, two, bricks get forced inwards, followed by rushing water. 3, 4, bricks give to the ocean's pressure as the tomb begins to flood with salty water. And that's where we'll end it
Nice.
tonight.
Wow.
Pew pew pew! Boom
Pew,
boom
pew,
boom
pew, pew,
boom!
pew,
Thanks,
pew.
guys. That is where we will end tonight's session of the Final Expanse.
I'm in the shit. I'm knees deep in salt water and
Yeah.
shit.